Professor Dhiraj Kumar, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 81, I request you to introduce our guest of speaker, Professor Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan, sir. Roll number 81. Okay. I'm here to introduce Dr. Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan, who is a professor of mechanical engineering at IIT Ropar, brings cutting-edge expertise in hydrogen technologies, sustainable materials, and advanced manufacturing to this UGC refresher course. He earned his PhD in solid mechanics from IIT Kanpur in 2010, MTech in advanced manufacturing from NIT Warangal in 2003, and BTech in production engineering from Shahid Bhagat Singh College of Engineering and Technology in 2001. His career at IIT Ropar spans from assistant professor to full professor since June 2025, with visiting roles at Sorbonne, Paris, Nord, and Ruhr University, Bochum. Dr. Mahajan has authored 43 journal papers, 4 book chapters, and holds 3 granted patents plus 4 filed focusing on hydrogen embrittlement, PM fuel cells, and other stains. He led DST funded projects developing India's first plastic based cardiovascular stent and MOOCs on manufacturing via Swayam platform. As coordinator for AICT QIP PG certificate in hydrogen energy technology, he designs courses for faculty from AICT colleges, aligning perfectly with UGC refresher goals. His national roles includes BIS committees on green hydrogen standards and CII task force, plus supervising 10 plus PhDs on energy and materials innovation. Participant, please welcome Dr. Dhiraj Kumar K. Mahajan, Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan, who is our distinguished guest speaker. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. So my voice is little off due to some infection and fever, but I'll continue. I hope you can stop me in the anywhere we can discuss if there's anything to share. So before I go ahead, may I have a short introduction, or means in the sense that all the participants are faculty members in various colleges?
Uh, there are all faculty members, sir, who have experience of 10 plus years. Most of the professors are like that.
Okay. To set the context, actually, I just want to tell that what I'm going to present is a problem, or is a new way academicians need to work. That is like how to balance multiple things in our jobs, like teaching, research, consultancy, administration, and now the new wave is like every faculty member should also. Excuse me, please. One minute. Yeah, the new wave is like just a minute, my slides are also coming. Okay, I'm e-sharing. I hope my screen is visible now in a better way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so the idea here, is the complete screen is visible, or you are seeing any bar in between? Are you seeing any zoom
Yes, sir.
bar on it?
We can see the screen, sir, complete screen.
Complete screen. Okay, bar is coming for me. Okay, so the idea here is like as an academician, we are going to get into multiple things like teaching, research, consulting, administration, and the new wave is like startups. And I just want to share my experience. Like we need to balance all these five aspects and how to flourish in all these five aspects. This is what the topic is, and startup also is a new thing which I believe every faculty member must do, and the administration of universities must support faculty to do startup. So I'm just sharing my journey in this process, and with the vision that I can teach what was the hard part in all these things and how to manage everything all together. So I'm Professor Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan. My lab name is Rockford Mechanics of Materials Lab. I'm from Department of Mechanical Engineering, and I've been working at IIT Rockford almost now 12 years. I joined in December 2013 after my postdoc in Germany for 4 years, and before that I did my PhD from IIT Kanpur. So yeah, as in my current role, I'm yeah, of course, a professor, but I'm also associated with multiple other centers. Like I'm associate faculty of Center of Applied Research in Data Sciences, CARDS. I'm associate faculty in Center for Research for Energy Efficiency and Decarbonization. And recently, I also got associated with Punjab University and IIT Ropar Regional Accelerator for Holistic Innovation Foundation, which is directly under Principal Scientific Advisor to Government, to Prime Minister. So this center is at Punjab University, Chandigarh, which is like 40 kilometers from here. So there, I am looking in the domain of sustainable mobility and green energy for these things. Okay, so the outline, the journey, what I want to share, like how things happen, how we could do multiple things at a time. This journey I want to share. So overview is my scientific interest and memberships, and then co-research, how the grand plan I could make in the beginning of my joining as a faculty, and then the output what I have given so far, what is the funding status, what is the future plan. Similarly, with industry consultancy, how I framed my grand plan around which I have been working, and what is the output so far, and then the funding status with administration, what are the roles taken, and how these administration roles also helped in order to grow, in order to make industrial linkages and all, which in holistically help you flourish in all the objectives that you have set in the research and consulting also. Then come entrepreneurship. Based on this lot of feedback from industry, the need of the hour was identified in industry, or for a problem that we could easily identify, and then this was the framework where we established two startups to work on. And then I also want to explain what are the collaboration pathways, like how the faculty member can get involved in government funded project, consultancy project, or CSR support for universities, and then plan joint innovation programs, like for example internship hackathons or MOU with the universities, with industry to establish joint technology laboratory. And then last part, I will give a quick overview what, why, and how to how of startup world. So this presentation is very different from other presentation, probably the technical presentation you may had earlier, but I think this version of what is happening in academia, this also need to be shared with faculty members from various colleges, so that the seeds can be sown in this direction and the vision can be broadened up, and so the faculty members should feel empowered with the possibilities that our job is bringing in the current scenario. So you may agree or disagree with me, but I believe this is something which is amazingly possible in academic world. Okay, so any questions so far from anyone?
No, sir, you can proceed, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, uh, yeah. So sorry, the date is wrong. Okay, so overview and scientific interest. So I work in mechanical domain. My research is like fracture fatigue, material discovery using AI, machine learning. These are the things that I have been focusing. And then since I work in materials and manufacturing and design, so I could open up multiple problems to work on. Main focus is hydrogen related technologies, but then medical devices is there, like cardiovascular stents, but then manufacturing issues at a small scale, uh, or fundamental metal deformation like crystal plasticity based modeling or atomistic, and then energy transition sustainability. So, and I'm member of multiple organizations like Bureau of Indian Standards and like advisory group to National Green Hydrogen Mission by MNRE. I'm also part of CII. So the idea of sharing this, that all the committees that you are seeing here, they want faculty members or academic partners to join them. So probably Bureau of Indian Standard has a, means you have to fill the form and present that what kind of specialization you can offer, and they are very welcoming. If there is some committee where you feel you can be part of it and give some good technical knowledge, share technical knowledge to support framing of standards in India, they are very welcoming, and I believe you should go to Bureau of Indian Standard and browse what committee aligns with your interest and try to be part of it. And then, yeah, with advisory group, this is invitation based. So I think the more you get visible into various meetings at national level, more presence it is shown, the easier it becomes to become part of it. So the idea of becoming part of such committees or the meeting is to of course help you find a vision for your research, but also guide country level vision on which areas to get into and how to spread that kind of scientific knowledge what you have gained to other faculty members, to various meetings and everything. So yeah, so this ecosystem of committees and all, this is also, I believe, is very important to be part of it. So to learn from others and to make quick progress in your work also. So, other than that, I have been recognized as a keynote speaker, been in various conferences in hydrogen, associate editor. Then these are some conventional results, like we got some awards and everything. So but the beauty of this also is that, like, since you are using your academic position not only to do scientific research but also applied research, where the local demand is there and you are able to contribute in that. So in the during the COVID time, we were the first in India to design the low cost negative pressure rooms, which was required in the hospital for controlling the COVID spread among the medical fraternity. So our work was shared by then MHRD minister in his tweets, and then we also worked on various other things like negative pressure ambulance and help hospital to make such rooms for and as CSR grant from various companies. So with respect to my core research, the idea was like how to frame the grand plan, then the output, and this is what I will share. So since my core area research area involves materials modeling, synthesis, testing, novel manufacturing of component and system engineering for resolving global challenges. So what I picked was not a local or one particular domain and one particular topic. You may differ with me. The way I planned my research was to go into a very fundamental as well as critical problems. So I picked two areas to work on. One was biomedical and other was energy domain. So within biomedical in this area, so this was the global challenges in bio. These are the global challenges in biomedical domain, like you have inequitable access to healthcare and technology, as well as health monitoring is a key issue. Like if the population is so big like in India, but we cannot do monitoring for everyone, like people sitting in villages and all. So I wanted to contribute in these two directions. And the solution, what I felt was affordability. Like if I can pick some critical medical devices, like for example, class D medical devices such as heart valve, implantable pacemaker, coronary stent, etc., and try to make them indigenously, I can bring down the cost of such devices tremendously. So the journey that I have taken, like the stand that we have recently patented, that journey started in actually 2017 when we submitted our first proposal to TST, and then the funds came and all. So right, so now we are able to file international patent out of it, and then we are going to do another startup in stents only recently in the future. And other problem was this: for monitoring we pick biochemical sensors. Like if we can make such sensors which can be integrated in the body, like for example, if you are following the diabetic care, there is a something called continuous glucose meter. So if you can put on your shoulder or the arm, then this kind of relays the information on your phone, and you have a better control over your health, over your diabetes. So similarly, with respect to energy domain, the challenges that I felt is that, or the global challenges that we see is like decarbonization. So how to get rid of carbon dioxide in the environment through by switching to renewable energy or to zero emission fuels, and sustainability or energy storage. So these were the global challenges. And then the solution what I picked to work on was decarbonization through green hydrogen, where hydrogen related other issues, hydrogen betterment of steels, infrastructure, hydrogen storage in gaseous form. These are liquid, organic, or hydrogen applications such as PEM fuel or production through high pressure electrolyzer, as well as energy storage, solid state battery, agri photovoltaic also. So if you see that I have a widespread of areas to work on, but with a good flow of PhD student, we can pick individual problems for each of these students, and the lab is like a interdisciplinary lab where every student have access to the common resources which are actually useful to all the PhD students. So in that way, in a single lab, we are able to do multiple things. Every PhD student is doing different topic in various domains I am showing. So it becomes a very creative and interdisciplinary lab what I'm able to run here. So these are the outputs so far. Like for example, if I told coronary stent, so this was the current. I just give you an example. So these are our simulation strategies, and these are the stents that we have made using injection molding process. So you can see the size of the stent. So these are all made in-house in our lab. And I just want to give you an example. A similar stent from Abbott is available in market in $2,100. I'm saying dollars, okay? And what we are targeting, of course, the polymer material cost is only costing us 50 paisa. But if we also go for all the regulations and everything, my target price for the market is 3,000 rupees. So that journey is still like 2 years from here, because we are still doing clinical validity and then establishing a class 100 uh, manufacturing facility required for FDA approval. And also this journey is little long, but I believe in long run the cost we can bring down to rupees 3,000 for this coronary stent in next 2 year time. So this was the first output. And the second output in energy domain, so we have a great understanding in hydrogen, how hydrogen creates a problem with metals, and these are my publication in these domains. And these are hydrogen storage related work we have done, high pressure hydrogen storage. So these are this has led to a patent. Uh, in that, and with respect to fuel cell, we have got so this is where AI and machine learning we have used for material discovery. So AI machine learning is an amazing new toolkit for scientific research, and then we have been exploring it from last 5 6 years, and the results actually just came like 2 years back. And these outputs are amazing because we are able to solve critical problems, or like for example, so these are the critical components required for indigenization of fuel cell is a new age power devices like battery, but they run with hydrogen in a layman term. So in this, these are the critical components which need to be indigenized. So like the polymer membrane, which probably is a molecule, these are all imported. So and they are expensive also. So we use AI machine learning to discover new polymer molecules which can replace the conventional or the material available in the market. So we could do material discovery, we could synthesize these things, and then generate results also. Like, so these are the fuel cell bipolar plates that we made using micro machining, and then we did coating, and then these are the performance increase in the performance that we got. So end to end we could do. So this is possible because of the interdisciplinary nature of our lab that we have. And then again, so with respect to sustainability vertical, because you are kind of integrating with industries a lot, then industry also put faith in you to do bigger things. Like, I just want to give an example that we like I worked with Topan Specialty Film Limited, which is like a Japanese company. It is like 10 kilometers from IIT Ropar. We work regularly with them to find solutions and all. And then over time, like, they sponsored like 50 labs each year for 23, 24, and 25, 26 years going on. So they based on that. So the picture is old. Like, we have recently established a Topan Sustainability Lab. So this lab is all about all the equipment has been sponsored by the industry, and the fundamental new age problems we are working in this, like for example, solid state battery. We are also working on biodegradability study of polymers. So everything become possible because better integration with industry. So these are these output automatically start coming when you are really concerned about if you can be available to solve industry problems. So with respect to patents, we have 7 patents for so far. And then these are the sponsored projects which have like in my lab we have catered. The funding is like 382 lakhs, like 3.82 crore. But there are some big projects also which we have submitted, and the results are awaited. Like, yeah, so we'll see how it goes. And then with hydrogen, the institute has given really good freedom to bring a lot of money and try to pitch for bigger projects. Like, so we have recently proposed a center of excellence where we want to go for a hydrogen related complete infrastructure at IIT Ropar. Like, that includes all the verticals in hydrogen storage, transportation, then production. And also this center will be on like 3 to 4 acre of land. And then we have pitched for 100 crore project, and then let's see how it goes. So okay, with respect to industry consultancy, the problem, so this is a critical slide. Like, so I want to share that how industry consultancy become a easy thing for faculty member to reach out, provided you are working in certain ways. Like, for example, I will just say that my vision is to make IIT Ropar the most aligned IIT with industry and startups. So with respect to, I took two paths how to reach out. So one is the startups and other is the established industry. So when I reach out to established industry, the idea here is I wish to encourage established industry to run consulting projects dealing with TRL 1 to 4 technologies by offering them reduced consulting charges. Like, for example, if many of you are aware, so this is the TRL 1 to 9 metric. So if you see that, we academicians generally work from TRL 1 to 3, where our particular goal is to do a proof of concept and then share that thing with respect to publication. And that our research kind of stops because we don't have funds to take it to other levels and all those things. So in that way, like established industry who, for example, in case of hydrogen, so in any established industry, if they want to switch to hydrogen, they need access to new knowledge which is happening in university. So if we can, I can offer them new knowledge like in the category of TRL 1 to TRL 4, and give them like uh, the consulting charges is low, so that we can build together a proof of concept with industry through their fund. And then when they go up like in the TRL 3, 4, 5, 6 level, since you have already filed a patent with industry, you can have a revenue sharing model or a licensing agreement with them, so that whatever you think you have reduced the consulting charges here, you get the university gets a recurring money. Like for every sale of component, you get certain money, and then the institute or have a provision to share it with the faculty members. Like at IIT Ropar, we have a policy of 30-70, where institute take 30% and the faculty member takes 70% based on the technology transfers and all that can happen. And the second version is like how you can support startups, because startup, if you see, startups are also research labs. Startups, if the like deep tech startup I'm talking, like not the app based thing, because the deep tech startup also are going to prove something. They need access to labs and all. So the journey of a startup in this particular this particular graph, like resources versus level of development. So here you have lot of, like say you have little funds and all, so you have a lot of ideas, research, and then these are the steps. You go for fuzzy front end and then product development. But the moment you go down the spiral, like here, the product development, the fund has crashed because you need bigger team, you need more funds to do the product development, and suddenly, the from idea you get into the valley of death. And this is where you need support from funding agency to support you so that you can go out of this valley of death. But my idea is like if we can offer startups a joint product development, like your technical knowledge as well as lab where product development can happen in a consulting mode, then the cost we can bring down, this cost we can bring down so that they can survive the valley of death for a longer time. So if that can happen, again the same thing, like you can file patent together with startup, and then when they grow, the patent technology transfer can happen on the individual startup, and they will kind of give you back all your support you have provided in the actually the university. So these are different modes we can work with, both established industry as well as startup. And then based on that, this is the experience sharing. Like my first startup project happened in 2016, where we developed, so the problem was very unique. Like you have like prenatal babies whose lungs are not developed, and then when from villages the medical facility says that you have to go to the city, then the parents are given an ambulance and probably an ambu bag to use it to pump air into the kid's mouth or something. But if the parents stop pumping that ambu bag for even 30 seconds, the kid lose the breath or life. But then the idea for this startup was, if we can make a balloon in which we can store a air for 4 or 5 minutes, and then this will give a resting time to parents, and then there are better chances for kids to survive. So this was the first project for me. Like I feel very proud of it, because this is the balloon that was designed in simulation, and then we fabricated this balloon in a sports industry in Jalandhar, which makes a bladder for volleyball or something. So we designed the rubber material, and we molded the balloon in certain way so that it can host air for 4 or 5 minutes. And because the flow also need to be controlled in a physiological parameter, so it was a engineering problem. So we could deliver it, and then what I came to know that by 2021, this particular device, which you can see this red color thing, so this is the balloon in this device, what the startup has made, this Koyo lab, that has by 2021, they have saved around 2,500 kids' life using this instrument. So from 2016 to something to go into the market by say 2019 or 18, and then how it creates an impact in the real world. That was amazing thing for me to understand. And this is where I become very much available to small startups even more, to help support them to make quick progress, because these are problems not faced by Americans. These are common problems faced by Indians, and if we will not work, then who will work? So I the motivation is like, if not me, who? So the idea is so amazing that if you start helping the technical world in whatever way you can offer, I think you feel so satisfied with what you can deliver in these projects. So other thing was like this. I told that our MHRD minister posted that we developed a negative pressure technology, and based on this tweet, some ambulance company approached us to develop a negative pressure ambulance. So this was my so during the peak COVID time, I was working in industry for 21 days in Faridabad to develop this ambulance, and we could do it. So this is the India's first ambulance, and then the patent also has been filed out of it. And similarly, like with company like NTF, which is like a very big giant in polymer plastic manufacturing. So we kind of the same model that I was telling you that. So this is an established company, and if we can offer low cost consulting charges so that they can get into advanced topics, like any advanced topic in your field, so that you can jointly develop new technologies, have patents and everything. So this was the project we kind of worked with them, and this was the MOU signing ceremony with them. And then with energy domain also, since you are at working on multiple topics, and also international organizations also become very much accessible to pitch for joint projects, like with the university partner like University of Leeds, and the funding agency. So this funding agency has an office in Chandigarh. Similarly, in your region also, there will be plenty of these kind of offices for various countries. Probably they also have some funds to give for development in country like India and all, jointly with their professors in their country universities. So we could do this, and this was like a good project to work on, and we got around 53 lakhs to work on this particular project. Similarly, so with respect to consulting project also, we could raise around 2 crore kind of funding from various sources, various companies. And then, so that was the part of research and consulting, the joy of all faculty members. Like they love to do that. But then, with respect to administration role, also you have to be available to support the running of the institute, like because we are their main assets. And then based on that, so we I could work on multiple things like this. So I am professor in charge for Ranbir Singh Tinkerer's Lab, which is again a philanthropic activity from donor like Dr. Ranbir Singh, who supported us with donation of around 1 crore to establish this lab. And then I'm part of department academic council for PG research and all. I was chairperson for career development placement cell for almost like 4 5 years, like in patches, and then after that for close to a year there. And then with institute going into bigger projects, like bigger like IT Roped was part of G20 responsibility. We have to do an education expo in Amritsar, so I was the core organization team. SAE Baha event was done in IIT Roped. I was part of that. Then I'm in charge of board of culture. So means the idea is here is like you have to be available. You have to contribute to for your institute growth also. So this is again a joyful work if it is done in a balanced way. So
Excuse me, sir.
so yes, please.
Sir, congratulations for your fabulous job in the field of medical also, and whatever you have done till now in terms of startups. But before startups, there is incubation.
Yeah,
So,
I will come to that. I'll come to that.
yeah,
Okay, I have slides. I'll show you.
okay. Whether IIT Roper is entertaining the incubation of participants from all over the India?
Yes, yes, of course. from all over the world actually.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, so can I go ahead? Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So based on now with respect to administration role, so with this vision of helping industry, doing research through PhD student, getting quality students and everyone. So this gives an opportunity to really think yourself that what product you can make so that it can solve or solve a bigger problem. So in that way, I have established two startups here. Like one is AD System and other is Body Loop Labs. So AD System, sorry, I've just skipped the idea. There were two some critical information I have put it there, but I'll just give there. AD System works on hydrogen electrolyzer. Like this is a need of the hour. So I'll say not now, but like 3 to 4 year down the line, hydrogen will become one of the important ingredient of our uh, energy domain. Like batteries, hydrogen related technologies will become accessible in next 4 to 5 years. And then the other company is Body Loop Lab, where we are making this CGM, continuous glucose meter, where we can put on your arm and then it can relay your diabetic information 24/7 on your phone. So this is all prototype stage. We have to go into medical device testing protocol still. So it's 1 year to reach the market still. Both the products actually. So okay, now I just want to share what are the collaboration pathways based on my experiences and government funded projects, consulting projects, CSR support for universities or joint innovation programs, how you can design it, MOU for universities with industry to establish joint technical technology laboratories. So, so I'm sure every one of you are following the government funded projects portals like ANRF, DST. So there are regular calls you probably have to see every 15 days. There are some openings happening, and then that kind of habit we have to create, or maybe the central body in your R&D section in your institute can do this browsing every week and then share information with all faculty members. So this is I'll not say this is easy money, but this is a money required to work freely without any load of industry and all, because when the industry comes in, they need output. uh, if they're given project today, they need industry output yesterday, not tomorrow. So it becomes a very different ball game to work with industry. But with government funding, the project plan, you have much more freedom to work on. And then of course it has to be very competitive. You have to do very thorough literature review, have good understanding of the idea that you are working with. Do right now with so much of AI enabled tools available, I think you can quickly do your idea vetting using Chat GPT or Perplexities and all. So that gives you really good insight to move fast. I use it in and out, and it's a blessing for researchers because your literature review part becomes very easy, and to validate your initial ideas thought process, you get validation very fast. So I think these are some new ways to work fast in your science that you are working in. And so then I'm just giving some example like how you can approach consulting projects industry. So the example is like, for example, if you are from KIT university, and then you can go for various consulting projects can be initiated by faculty consultant from KIT to provide solution for technical issue faced by industry. So such as, so I'm just thinking from my area, like design for manufacturing and assembly, analysis of fuel cell towards mass production. So when it comes to mass production, so these are not scientific problems, but still it requires a lot of scientific inputs. So means what I want to say, ki you are good in your research which has application at a small scale, but when you go to industry, you have to map how your small scale research like proof of concept can be directly applicable to them. So that pathway you have to be very clear before you pitch your research to industry so that they show interest and everything. So probably that thought process has to come to our faculty members, that whatever they are using, they should not target a paper, Of course, paper is a important output of what research is there, but can that be translated to industry application? So that journey, that number games, that project proposal for industry is very different compared to a funding agency. They need numbers, they need projections, like what is the 5-year funding, 5-year revenue generation scenario if we implement your technology. So so actually, I just want to give an example. So the day we start a startup, you kind of become a businessman. A faculty or a researcher start to understand Excel sheet much more better in a better way. And in that way, this is again is a requirement if you have to approach to industry for consulting projects. So then a startup becomes a blessing because it helps you how the translation of your work has to happen to a real market. So similar pattern you have to follow in the consulting projects also, where you have to approach industry in a very different way, with the knowledge of a market, that how your things can be applicable, where the funding has to be given by the industry itself. So yeah, so these topics, these, yeah, you can do a thing. You can probably enable a think tank in your department, that what is your department strength and how we can approach industry, on what problem statements we can work with industry, just to start things. So so then CSR funding is again a good opportunity, because if you know that every industry in India who has a profit of more than I think 5 crore, uh, yeah, I think it's profit, then they have to spend 2% of that profit into CSR activities. And educational institutes are allowed to receive CSR funding directly from the industry. So in that way, that CSR funding also is available for us academic community to reach out to find some industries, make a plan, and then. But the problem in CSR project is that the output of the CSR project should not be directly useful to the industry. It is like a social responsibility of the industry that they have given. So the project that you are going to frame in CSR should not be like you are feeding the industry itself. It should be general purpose project where, for example, you are starting a training school. So training lab for diploma students in your, where you can build lab and maintain it, and then you can probably charge some hourly basis to diploma colleges, low cost. So that kind of fund rotation start happening in your department, in your institute, through CSR support. Okay, so and then we also did your university can also run joint innovation program with industry, such as internship. So this particular internship program was done by by me with a NGO. So where we invited both the medical students and engineering student to work on problem statement given by this NGO. So they were sponsored, like they were like 7,000-8,000 rupees were given as an internship during the summer, and the student from and the innovation that happened, even though it was remote, but the innovation that happened during this adathon was amazing. And many of the participants of this internship have now done startup. Like for example, this guy has started a startup for the idea that we developed in this, because there was some doctors and engineer working together to solve a problem. So amazing way you can uh, use your position to unleash creativity, help problem solving in a base level, and then somebody from your student team can pick the idea to take it to the startup. And then recently we did another hackathon with Harvard University, again where we invited doctors and engineers from all over the country to work on it. And then there was funding, like very minor funding is required. If you have infrastructure, like we could do this whole hackathon in less than 1,30,000 rupees, where we even gave tickets, travel tickets, third AC tickets to all the participants from the country. And the food, hostel was totally free for these things. So with such kind of opportunities, and of course you must have some good logos, like for example Harvard Health School, you can approach for next year, where you can run their hackathon. So in that way, the visibility of your institute, the problem statements. Sorry. Okay. Okay, fine. So the last topic is that how you can establish. Excuse me, somebody's mic is open. Excuse me. Excuse me. The mic is open. Can someone switch off?
Yes, sir, you can proceed.
No. Okay. So now, since now you have taken, I have shown you what are the possibilities, and then similarly the outreach with industries are, because again, as I told, industry has funds to give, like under CSR funds and everything. So big industries like Bajaj, they establish big labs which has very good application oriented infrastructure where the kids can learn, the students can learn fast. So these kind of joint technology laboratories you can establish with industry, where you have to first say make a target that you want to get an investment of 5-10 crore in the institute, but you also need to provide the infrastructure, like say this size of rooms will be available, and there are plenty of industries who will be happy to establish such kind of joint technology laboratories in various institutes. So these are the advantages. Like if you could do that, like industry will get direct access to KIT or any other institute research resources. Then industry can train future employees in their laboratories. Industry can initiate confidential research projects with the team sitting in your university. So it's like a long journey. It's a faith building exercise which you have to do with industry in order to put put you into a bigger projects and everything, like the one that I could do with Topan. A similar thing can be happening in any other university. So now, with this background, I want to take you to the startup world journey and to showcase what, why, and how of startup world we have to see. I'm sure most of you are aware, but I still have pitched these things just to give you motivation that why startups are the need of the hour for the country, and why academic institute need to build an amazing ecosystem where everyone is encouraged to do startups, especially faculty members, because faculty members are the thread around which all the ideas are knitted. Like if a student will come for only 4 years, and in second year he will say कि मुझे startup करना है, but then at that time he don't have much of the technical knowledge. He will only pick a problem to work on which is very have a small scale. Maybe he can use say AI. He can only make digital solution like with his know-how. But the faculty member who has the state of the art research understanding, uh, the facility access to everything, so he has to be sutradhar in this startup. Like he should be the backbone of multiple startups actually. So he should be given freedom to do multiple startups or be technical mentor to multiple startups, so that mm, so that your infrastructure in the university can be utilized for the startup, and then they become a revenue source. Like for any university, if you have an incubation center, you do a startup, you say that you are taking 3% equity. At this stage, that equity is only on paper. Like the company, when you register, you need 1 lakh rupees. So 1 lakh ke, agar if you have a 10,000 rupees, 10,000 shares, then it means you have taken out of those things like 300 shares. So that only has a value of say 3,000 rupees at this stage. But imagine with the support structure a university can provide, those the faculty members, the mentor who can become, they can also have equity in the startup, like say 2-3%, 10% equity in those startup. And then when these startups in 3-4 years become a product manufacturing company and then start goes to market, if they can pick up, just say that if right now the company is 1 lakh rupees, and then after 4 years if it becomes 5 crore company, then the same thing, that 3,000 rupees now has become around 15 lakhs. in that whole thing. So the numbers may be right or wrong, I don't know, but this is the scale. The faculty contribution suddenly becomes, if it was 10% at 1 lakh, now it has become, say, 50 lakhs. So this scaling up, if you are able to do for startup, it is the development of the university itself. So I'm a strong proponent of that universities need to become innovation hubs through startups, where startups need to be given freedom. Of course, you need to have both technical mentorship as well as the non-technical mentorship to the startups, like how to raise funds and everything. So the incubation centers, I believe, should become like enablers for doing things fast. So that kind of ecosystem is required in Indian universities, so that we can scale indigenous technology fast, and then the answer, and to become exporters and everything. So that's anyway future. So yeah, this is my motivation. So what is startup? A company which is in the first stages of operation. So as per definition of India, the startup is like a 10-year-old company, like the company who was registered not more than 10 years ago. So that is the definition of startup, because for a startup to come to a market, the like the medical devices startup can easily take 5-6 years, but also a lot of funds. And also some startup can come, say, 3-4 days where they can make a product. But anything which is done so fast, it also means that it is very easy, so it will have more competition, it will have more chances of failure also. So any startup which is built on deep tech information, deep tech research, they have a better chances to sustain. So, and probably the universities should enable such kind of deep tech startups, where you are solving a real world problem, like for example in that case of balloon that I'm saying, or the stent that I'm saying. So these are very critical problems. If you start seeing that how many deaths are happening, how many financial burden we are bringing to families if we are not able to solve these kind of problems. So yeah, so the idea is you have to first get into zone where you can find good problems, and then you start putting your putting your brainstormings and everything, like how to find solution. So and again, if you can see my way of presentation, I could succeed only because I was given freedom to reach out to industry, to think, to discuss with them, to find problems, and I was accessible. My web page has my mobile number, so that somebody want to communicate should not shy to call. So that communication barriers need to be broken, so that you are reachable to reach to here to a problem at least. Solution to aa jayega, but you should have direct access to problems in order to find solution. So so this is startup. So again, the motivation for me to do startup was this exercise, which I did in 2016. So had I not taken the startup in startup project in, say, 5.5 lakh only, I could have never got into my own startups, because I in 2020 I only got the news that the balloon that we made had saved around 2,000 kids' life. It was like a mind-blowing thing for me. So so I think this is some magic movement has to happen with every one of us in order to get into that bandwagon of become an innovators rather than conventional teachers. And the universities provide that framework. How you want to use it, it's your choice. And of course, the university ecosystem, where university has amazing has given freedom for faculty members to explore new topics, but infrastructure wise the freedom is given. Again, the motivation is this, like 2020 we made this. And then okay, so these were my magic moments which helped me to make my mind to get into startup and to do things. And then so why do deep tech startup matter? This is the thing. Like when you start thinking about deep tech, like deep tech startups solve real world problems, for example in healthcare, energy, mobility, or AI or biotech. Like example here is like Agnikul Cosmos. It is a IIT Madras startup, and everything in this is 3D printed. The engine, the body, and everything. Now, if you start thinking 3D printing slashes down your operation cost, your capital cost tremendously. So this gives us freedom as the companies, the freedom to operate fast, to build things indigenously in that way. So we don't need to rely on anyone. So similarly, Log9 Materials in the ISC Bangalore startup, which has made novel batteries and which are now used where we are becoming import independent from China and everything. And then this Nirmay, this is again a startup from two, I think, women scientists, where to prevent, like to monitor breast cancer and all. So they are all doing it remotely, like just with the click of a picture through using thermal imaging, they are able to solve this. So now, if you compare it with this problem that, of course, the mass company is solving, like the Blinkit is solving 10-minute delivery and all those things. So these are not those critical problems as such, but something which a deep tech can can solve is like it can change economics of the country, like general well-being of common people. So we cannot compare the conventional startups; those are very hit and all. So, but deep tech has their own requirement, and all the deep tech is not going to happen in a office in Bangalore. It is going to happen in a university which has given freedom to faculty and students to try things. So this is where I think universities are best positioned, where research plus talent and infrastructure are all present at a same say 100-meter by 100-meter area. So again, whoever, if you are you are doing some administrator responsibility in your university, please try to think that your university is like a innovation hub, where the faculty, the student has to be given freedom to try ideas. The funds need to be given to them. How you are going to generate that is a separate story. But yeah. So anyway, so okay, the third thing that I want to show, it give a understanding of market size of Indian startups. So I'm not saying that our startup goes to America, goes to Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka. I'm just showing you what are the numbers available in India, just to give you a framework. Okay. So this is a world map now. So various countries, various you can see here. But now, if I can break down the world with respect to income, then I can have four different categories, like low income, lower middle income, upper middle income, and high income. So India has recently moved from low income to lower middle income. But like by 2016 or so, we were in lower income countries, and then probably but the beauty of this was, like if the low income countries in 2016 had around 95 countries, and the high income countries had around 55 countries. I don't know the exact number, but in 2016, India was the what do you say, the richest among those 90 countries. And now, what India did different than all the other 90 countries in the low income thing was, whatever India spent on science and technology, it was the single means the total expenditure done by us was much more than the all the 89 countries in the low income countries. So probably that innovation cycle that we started, not not before, like 20s, whenever we started investing, that has helped India to go into from lower income to lower middle income. That's my way of thinking. And the beauty here is, what we are doing in India, don't need to worry about market in America or Germany, or China comes here, upper middle income or all. You need to only worry about market in these countries. Even you have one third of the world population sitting here. So if it is 8 billion, you have market for almost 2.5 billion with your products. So you don't need to think about anything. So you maintain quality, you maintain the low cost production strategy, what is India can easily do. So if you are able to do, the one third or more than that is your market by default. So, so that is a great motivation when you start thinking that whatever you will be doing is going to have global, what do you say, reach. Uh, that gives you amazing push. And then within India also, I just want to tell you that, like for example, this is India population distribution. You can see various color codes, and I can show you that this is where almost 70% of 7% of the world population is living in this area. Like if you start counting, you pick a population is like 20 crore, Bihar is 22 crore, and altogether you don't even need to send your product to 500 600 kilometer away. You have a big sample to test your product. Any product, I'm saying, I'm just giving an example of a jeans like whatever women or men are wearing. Can you make a fabric which has a longer life, feels soft, and has a means is cheaper? Even if you do that, you have like say 1 lakh jeans you have to make per day to cater the demand. So if you start thinking and start linking your uh, topics that you want to work with numbers, you feel satisfied that whatever you will be doing, the scale is so big that you are going to be a game changer in that particular area. So yeah, so then the startup journey from universities to public funded company. I like we always listen that IPO ho gaya, that is like IPO for a public funded company. What is the journey? What it takes for from idea from a university to reach to a sorry, just a minute. Hello. Yeah, good morning. हाँ, एक्चुअली मेरी अभी ना मीटिंग चल रही है, मैं सॉरी, मैं अब फोन नहीं करता आपको, मैं एडजस्ट करता हूँ आपको आधे घंटे में, ठीक है? Just- okay. So yeah, so we will go through this, like what is from idea to IPO, what is the journey, and then lastly I will stop this talk by role of universities in creating this startup startup friendly environment. So now let's see that this. So you have a incubation or bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is what like is a company where the founders have put money and you have not raised any money from outside. So you do incubation, you do bootstrapping, like two founders, two founders has put 2 lakh each, and you have a 4 lakh to work with on your startup. And then once you have developed some proof of concept, you go for seed funding from government sources. Like government has good programs, but they are very competitive again. Or you can have an angel is like your high net worth individual friend who like your idea and who want to give you like say 20 lakhs more to better improve your product. So and then once your product is ready to go to market, then you go for a series A funding, or you have done a validation at a small scale. Then you find an investor to go give you a series A funding. Series A funding is generally in the range of 1 million US dollar, like uh, 9-10 crore. And then series B is generally 5-6 million euros dollars, like 50-60 crore. And then series C D. So these are big, like for example, where we need this funding, like incubation bootstrap. In the university you are making a proof of concept. And then angel and seed funding, you in the university you want to test your product by giving to your students say 1,000 logo. You have to test your product for on 1,000 people. Then this is what you will be using this fund. Series A is like you want to test your product in your state, like Punjab. And then series B is you want to test your product whole of the country. And series C and series D is you want to go global. And then once you have established such kind of name, the people, general people knows you so well, then you go to share market to raise more funds for scaling up your business. And this is where your IPO is always positive. Like people are waiting for you, like abhi Lenskart ka IPO will come, or abhi recently boat IPO is going to come, because they are now at a stage where everyone knows them and their IPO will become successful. So this is like a 10-year journey, what I'm showing you here, or it can be smaller also, how you want to see it. So this is where university will play a major role. And what kind of support you will provide will depend what output you will get, your university will get with respect to successful startups. So, and then again, as I told, then the goal of university should be to prevent this valley of death for a startup. Like how much easy you can reduce the expense of the startup in this beginning, so that they can have a plateau and have some longer survival time when they will be struggling for product development, when they will be struggling for fundraising and everything. So if you can do this, I think you have a best incubator in the country. So what support you can give, you can find some CSR funds where you can make a kitty where you can distribute these funds to startups to try their ideas and everything, so that they have enough resources to reach to the product development cycle. And then from there, the idea, some investors should like that idea to scale it up and then to reach to the commercialization stages. Okay. And yeah, so role of university in creating startup and friendly environment. And the idea here is like, what is the opportunity for faculty member? This we must should realize. So the global deep tech market is growing rapidly, and then there's a huge white spaces in India, where if the solution has come in abroad, but in India it is not there, still there's a room you will make something in India, and then your idea, your product can reach out to masses. So this white space are huge white spaces are there where nobody is there to paint them. And if you are first, yeah, of course, with the understanding of how businesses are run, how fast you need to move, I think you have great chances to become innovator rather than teacher or researcher. This innovator, like who brings product to the market to help people and all. And then the government support is like Startup India Research Grant is there, BIRAC is there, Tide 2 is there, DST Nidhi Prayas is there. And also, if you want to scale, then there's a Technology Development Board. So Technology Development Board provides loan at 5% interest, but 50% of the funds you need to raise from external sources. So TDB is a very easy fund, but you should only access when probably you are at this stage, like Series A stage. They kind of give you any kind of fund, provided you show them scale and how you are solving problem, and there will be market and all, because they want to make sure that you are able to return their 5% interest money over time. And yeah, so these are the journeys, like you first pitch for startup, or first I think university should give some incubation grant, at least like 5 lakhs to each startup. And how they will do, I don't know, but so that prototype building can happen fast, and then from there you go to Startup India fund. This is generally 10 to 50 lakh fund you can get. BIRAC is again 10 to 15 lakh. Tide 2 I think is up to 1 crore. And then Nidhi Prayas is 10 lakh, but also the second version of it is 1 crore. And TDB has no upper cap, but they will only give then, because once you have a successful business model, like you have to have your product manufacturing started and all those things. So yeah, and one more thing you have to realize, you must follow this formula that before you dilute your equity, you should work with grants in order to reach a market approval. So formula is grant before equity always. So you have to avail grants, you have to pitch to government grants. So the journey become little longer. Like grants lene mein finish, like it takes a lot of time, 2 3 years is the timeline for whole grant cycle to finish. And then of course the grants also has a deadline that if you are, I think there is a deadline that if you are 2 3 years old, then only you can avail certain grants. Probably I think Startup India grant I have to see, but maybe it has changed recently, I think. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, success story from Indian universities like Agnikul Cosmos. I told you they have recently raised $100 million to build their product. The E-plane company again, IIT Madras. They have recently raised. Now you see the terminology, pre-Series A funding. So where does this pre-Series A funding starts? Here. So they are somewhere here, and they have raised $5 million. at this stage, because probably they have made some proof of concept in the universities and they have shown to an investor that this is what the money they need, and 5 million is like 50 crore. So 50 crore for their e-plane to scale up, like that kind of money, they, I don't think so they have dissolved more than 20% equity for raising these pre-series funds. But yeah, the numbers I have to check. So then again, the log 9 materials, they are startup and they have raised 100 crore funding. So now imagine that your university has incubated this log 9 material and you have taken say 3% equity in the beginning. So you need 1 lakh rupees to start up, to make register a startup, and then this 3 lakh now suddenly becomes 3 crore, because your company has valuation, probably whatever the valuation is, like I think it is quite high, but they have raised 100 crore. So let's say if your company is 100 crore, simply your university went from 3000 to 3 crore. So this can never happen in any fund uh, management company. So this is the power of startup, and you have to have faith in our Indian innovators to do some these kind of magic, and then your university gets a lot of things. So what they had common, all these startup, they have strong IPs that they have developed by technology, uh, making proof of concept in the university or the incubation centers, and then they raise early grants, and then they also found good industry mentors, and then in the whole process they are still incubated at IIT Ropar, because IIT Madras, like, or ISC Bangalore, because university provides them facilities to do fundamental research which is required for these deep tech startups. So university labs and everything. So before they go to IP, universities still can stick to them till IPO also. So now you can imagine this IPO, if they could raise say 5,000 crore, then your 3,000 rupees has suddenly become 300 crores. So, and the university whole 5-year budget is coming from a single startup success. So I think this is very important for us to realize that why this startup has to be nurtured in universities. So, okay, so pathways for faculty member, which I always feel is the right way, is that you pick an interdisciplinary product based research area with great market potential. You prove technology validation till TRL3 in your lab through various sponsored research projects first, and then take part-time entrepreneurship leave or be a scientific co-founder to a startup which is working on your idea. So I can understand we have multiple roles to do, but if you become, say, chief scientific officer to a startup, and that is approved by the institute, so you can spend good, good time, in the sense like weekends and everything, with these your startup buddies like founders, CEOs, and all, to give input to them to how to build niche technologies. And then within this, you can use Nidhi Prayas, TBI, Mighty Tide, collaborate with alumni as business lead. So as you made a proof of concept, you should reach out to your alumni that you need support in scaling up this, and they will have better business understanding, and so that they take care of the business part, you take care of the tech and the IP part. So again, so this is what I was talking about. So your university lab stops at TRL3, but how to take from TRL to TRL9, you need partnerships, you need access to industry people who have done these things before, so that they can give you complete support system in that. Okay, so now responsibility of university is that you please give credit for patents, startups in faculty promotion, so that faculty can work on some applied problems also, and have flexible IP policies where you have shared revenues and IPs with faculty members, so that faculty members is motivated to take these technologies to a startup mode, and then support technology transfer of offices and incubators, provide seed grant and lab access. I just want to give an example that why this is so important. The incubation center will never have all the facilities, but lab may have, lab like lab or department lab and everything may have, because what you are giving to them is of course lab access at a very norm, like IIT Ropar. I'll just say that we have a policy that every startup can use the lab facilities, the central lab facilities or the department facilities at student cost. And this is nowhere in the country. Because and then now you can see that what I was telling you, that valley of death prevent karna hai. So this becomes easy because the startup can reach to their prototype fast. And when you start thinking startup as an investment from a university side, these things should happen. Like I know that Punjab University take 1% equity, and they have given freedom to startups, the faculty member, to use their lab to develop products. So this kind of freedom is the need of the hour, where universities should become innovation hubs. And then,
Sir, excuse
like, you
me.
have, you can follow this Y Combinator. It's an international best incubator, and how they operate. They provide such kind of facilities. Like, they such kind of incubator should be there in universities. Like, they provide funding, office hours. Office hours means, like, you have an alumni who have successfully done a startup. They can be available to discuss with the new startups. You have batch retreat, alumni talks, groups, first customer, public launches, demo days, weekly meetups. So this is what is required from universities or the incubators. And then, what is the role as a faculty? First, ask, what problem am I solving for India or the world? Build something the world needs, not just the science fiction. Help make a great incubator, like, for example, KIT I was talking. And then think global from day one, and India can lead this in deep tech startups. So, yeah, what needs to be changed? Startups should not be seen as extra. Startups are the mainstream career option for faculty member, for the university even. Faculty discouraged from entrepreneurship, this is not a good thing. Faculty are a deep tech founder always. You have limited funding pathway, of course, but then university can have dedicated university innovation fund through various sources they can gather, like CSR and all those things. And then, yeah, so again, I think the idea here is, the India's biggest problem are its biggest startup opportunities also, and the world best universities are breeding ground of unicorns. And similarly, your universities like KIT can be one too. So that's my last message in this talk, and I'm open for questions from you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Sir, my small question is there.
Yeah,
In incubation, you are providing some seed money, okay, for the incubating. So why we should not
not
generate?
necessarily, not
Yeah.
necessarily we are providing.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Suppose a incubation center is providing some seed money to the incubating to
Hmm.
nurture his idea. Okay.
Hmm.
So why we are not? It is said that we should not create asset. If a small asset is required, rather we have to manufacture it or we have to borrow some service from other peoples. Why it is resisted that we cannot create assets?
Who is resisted to not create asset, like
Generally, the
incubation center?
incubation center is saying that you should not create assets. You look for the another option.
Yeah, because see, the fund is so limited. Like, see, in the beginning, if you say, ki, I have to do 3 holes and I will buy a drilling machine, that's a waste of money. Capital money is a waste of money. You can easily you can easily do these things as a service. I'm just giving you example. The funds is always limited. It's not infinite fund. How wisely you can I unshare my screen and have face to face discussion?
Yes, sir. Okay, please.
Yeah, I'm saying you have to now start thinking from uh, Lalaji point of view. You have to become Lala. The money is limited. If you say ki you want to do some things in your component, and that is going to be done once in a month, then you are blocking your money. You have to find somebody, go there, get things done. So MVP prototype. See, as a university faculty member, I don't think so. You are going to make a factory at this stage. You are making a proof of concept. Proof of concept has to be as cheap as possible. So you have to think. You have to use department, faculty, institute resources. Go to workshop, get the welding done. get some computer which is there with you. You use online tools. If you are making some AI machine learning, Amazon का cloud का वो access ले सकते हैं. So there are plenty of ways you can go. So you have to become baniya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And see, I can understand as a first thing हमें लगता है कि if we have everything, then I will make big thing. It is not like this.
Yes, the time is lapsing in between, no? So that's why. So if suppose I wish to make a machine which makes a call, uh, rather than purchasing, I have to build it up. But I have to spend that much time, no? If it is
Yeah, yeah.
available in low cost,
No,
I can
no,
go
no,
for.
no. But वही मैं that question also you have to answer. If the machine is already available in the market, what is your innovation?
I want to go for some other applications, sir.
No, so then you take the call, take to that machine, get the output, and do the application you want to do. Maybe you want to do some application on Ash or something. So
Okay.
go get thing done and bring the Ash and do the synthesis what you want to do. So break
Okay.
the problem in a baniya way.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Not
Thank
like सब कुछ मेरे पास होगा then मेरी science बढ़िया होगी. It doesn't work like this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And start sharing your lab resources. When you start sharing, like my lab is 24/7, anyone from the institute can come and do anything. If you build that mindset up around you, you start getting help from everyone. Yeah, questions please. See, my talk must be very different from everyone. I think I don't know what QIP you are doing, but I have a very different mind of how to empower faculty members and university towards innovation. So I think it's very important that we should realize how to do that.
Sir, thank you so much for the wonderful session. Of course,
Yeah.
as you said, it is entirely different.
Mm.
But anyhow, though I belong to the humanities background,
Yeah.
I just found something more useful because it is something which I can take it to my students and to my institution.
Yeah.
My concern is, sir, there are many institutions like ours, which is in the rural background, which has no much exposure towards these startups and innovation
Yeah.
or incubation centers. Uh, Probably, is there any kind of measures taken, or would request your institutions, eminent institution like yours, to come forward to go
See,
down towards
see,
any rural.
I just want to tell you something. Actually, India as such, India is not a capitalist country. India is a socialist. Like India want to contribute these things, everything. So when you like, I can understand your university may be remote or anything, but you go to DC, your deputy commissioner in that thing, so they get access for development in their rural thing. Every DC get funds. Probably you have to convince them that this startup is going to cater to the rural innovations to find a face. There are funds available. We are not knocking the right doors. This is
Thank
my
you so much.
this
Yes,
is
I
my
understand that,
vision
sir.
because I
Thank
have
you.
explored all options, government से लेके private body तक.
Yes, thank you, sir. Actually, I could find many students who have some different ideas, and from this session, I come to know that they can also be converted. These ideas can be converted into action plan through this incubation centers,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
I got a clear picture of the whole
Yes.
thing. And
Thank you very
thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank
We
you.
will be
Thank you.
implementing it in our institution.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Sir, one of my student came to me and said that I have to develop one app on which the traders can do all the things, whatever they are doing in a manual manner. But don't know how to nurture that idea. But
You don't have to nurture. The
okay,
thing you have to do. This app and everything, उनको बोलो start using Chat GPT in a good way.
okay.
these ideas, thousand of people have the same idea. The idea की कमी नहीं है, execution की कमी है.
बराबर सर.
तो अभी वो चैट जीपीटी में उसको सारा कोड मिल जाएगा, ये ऐप का बनना कैसे है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग बनाए मत, बनाए, बिकॉज दैट लर्निंग of idea to final market is very important to make a better startup next time.
Yes, sir. Rather than making an app, he used to go for the processes, what they are going, all surveys and all things he wished to do, and then he has to go for that.
Yeah, but see, for a common problem you don't need to do survey. You feel it is going to be helpful, your vendor are saying it is going to helpful, so why to waste time to do survey?
Okay.
Let's make the app, let them give to the local यूनिवर्सिटी का ही जो दुकान है उसमें दो, स्टूडेंट ऑर्डर उस पे करेंगे. मतलब एक एक्सपीरियंस होना बहुत जरूरी है
जी.
ना. फीडबैक तभी मिलेगा, rather than पहले सर्वे करा के, that's maybe process, but feedback from live customer is the best thing to improve.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
as you said, execution is important. Actually, there is a problem of their psychology. They have fear in mind. Generally, the town place, they
That
don't
is the
want.
important, Dr. Seema. मतलब universities should be playing ground for students and faculty member to fail. और कोई प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं देता है फेल होने के लिए, यूनिवर्सिटी देती है. We should encourage people to fail. Doesn't matter.
नहीं, वी आर डूइंग सच एक्सपेरिमेंट सर. जैसे कि मतलब अभी क्लास में से होता है, बच्चों को पूछा जाता है तो वो नहीं बोलते हैं इनिशियली कि बिजनेस नहीं करना है, जॉब ही करना है ऐसे. तो हम क्या करते हैं कि एग्जीबिशंस लगाते हैं उनके छोटे छोटे, जो वो बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं, ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं, ऐसे थोड़ा डर कम करने की कोशिश करते हैं. लेकिन फिर भी जैसे टेक्निकल बातें आती है हमारे जैसे कॉमर्स या आर्ट्स कॉलेजेस में, तो टेक्निकल बातों में थोड़ा सा हमें लगता है कि मतलब वीकनेस है.
मुझे नहीं लगता. आई थिंक आप मुझे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ना, मैं ऐसा हर कॉलेज में 1 घंटा मैं टॉक दे सकता हूँ एवरी वीकेंड. आप स्टूडेंट के साथ डायरेक्ट टॉक कराओ मेरी.
थैंक
आई
यू
थिंक
सर, थैंक यू वेरी
एक्चुअली
मच.
प्रॉब्लम इज people are not aware of the journey.
यस सर.
People are confused. There is no platform where you can have one-to-one discussion with people who have experience of startup.
और
Tell
एक
me,
रीजन भी मतलब पता चलता है सर कि निगेटिव चीजों की डिस्कशंस ज्यादा होती है,
हाँ.
फुल स्टोरीज की कम होती है सर.
Exactly. So I feel blessed to be part of IIT Ropar and to do multiple things. Because अगर मैं नहीं करता, मैं फेल हुआ हूँ कई जगह. I remember my first 2 years, I have submitted 17 proposals. 17 proposals single hand. I was working like a startup. Actually, faculty position is a startup. If you see, you have to try multiple things. Something will work, something will not work, but that's the joy of being your own king. No.
सर श्योर सर. एनी क्वेश्चंस?
Sir, it was a very
Narendra
great
Singh
talk.
ji, Narendra Singh ji from the IIT Ropar is my research collaborator.
Oh, wow, that's
I'm,
good, fine.
yeah, I'm working with him for my subject is chemistry. We
Okay,
are having
perfect.
the endeavor from many years
Perfect.
together. Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
So
sir,
it was a very great talk. And as you said, there is, I also come from humanities background. So,
Mhm.
but what I see is in India, there is a cultural and institutional aversion to failure. And that
And by the way,
somehow,
I love humanities section. मतलब, I think these are the people who will frame everything, which the university should follow. Sorry, continue, please. Your question.
no. This is great. I think this is the real Indian knowledge system,
Yeah,
using real science and technology to address issues in India, where affordability and since we
exactly.
come from a lower middle income country,
Yes.
that is the real Indian knowledge system, rather than
Ex-
using mystical words like holistic and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that. So I think this is absolutely amazing. How do you find the cultural and institutional difference between India, since you are also visiting faculty in many
Mhm.
of the very highly regarded universities like Sorbonne? I mean, how is the culture different? I understand the endowment is hugely different. I mean, there is absolutely, but what about the culture of the academic culture there?
I think I spent like around I think around 2 months or 1 month there 2 years back. So culture difference wise, everyone feel empowered to be part of such a university, feel proud, and the university give reward by giving them freedom. I think that freedom in universities is the basic requirement for innovation to flourish. And a good environment of collaboration where at least faculty members, I am not saying you should have everyone friend, but there should be some core group where you can have discussion free hand. If that environment is not there, the university is not doing its purpose. I think this is what I felt, that everyone faculty member go for lunch together. They will be saying hello, smiling faces. Of course, there will be rivalries with respect to research and everything. But when you go to a university, it should only be focusing on research. University role is to provide infrastructure, running infrastructure, and faculty members should be given freedom, and the time availability to faculty member to do research should be there. The admin role should be extracted and given. Means I just feel sad. I have been sitting in some interview processes also as a professor, assistant professor ka interview hai, and then I'm seeing that university ke professor assistant has become administrator. They have no research fundamentals because they have to put attendance of lab staff and then submit it. Matlab, I think we should need to get rid of this crap. Somebody, my lab mein, I have one assistant whom I'm paying 18,000 from various projects. उसको इतना फ्रीडम है, मेरा एक प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हुआ तो उसका स्विच हो जाएगा, फंडिंग कहाँ से आएगा. But she is the one who is filling all my travel. Means believe me, uh, this year I have been traveling almost 65 days. I have been out of university. I have finished my SCL in the first 3 months. जो 15 SCL मिलती है. Then I have completed my CL. Then I am running on EL. EL तो जब सर्विस खत्म होगी तब 300 EL चाहिए ना, आपको कुछ फंड मिलेगा. EL का कोई पर्पस नहीं है. तो I am using EL left and right to travel. And that poor fellow, my staff member, she has access to my travel and she will fill all the forms and I come and sign. I think we as a faculty member need to be empowered to contribute rather than file पे sign करना. I'm very blunt on these things. I think we have to build a new India. It starts from universities.
Sir,
I hope big people
sir,
from administrators
sir,
administration are
I
also
would
sitting in this. And
I would like to share. I mean, I come from a government college,
हाँ जी,
so and the atmosphere is so different. Here, teachers behave as if they are government officers or government
yeah,
employees,
yeah.
and it's so different. The idea of academic freedom, more or less, does not exist. And we just got a letter today that
Mhm,
since the winter session has started
mhm,
in Nagpur, which is
mhm,
near to my place, Amravati,
mhm.
all our leaves have been cancelled, and we have to stay in college for the whole duration, plus 1 hour in the morning and in the evening, and even on Sunday, tomorrow. We had planned, since this program was ending today, we had planned for a heritage walk to a nearby fort. Now that stands cancelled.
Yeah, so see, Abhijit,
Because
see, यहाँ पे ना, मतलब, see, the discussion is taking a little different route, but I just want to also tell that we are so big. Like you are under some university. University has no way to monitor everyone. तो उनके लिए monitor करना एक notice निकालना होता है. भैया यही follow करोगे सारे. Because IIT gives freedom, सारा कुछ हो रहा है. But local level पे administration need to enable that freedom. I cannot, मतलब IIT वाले रूल सबका ही नहीं लग सकते. I can understand that freedom cannot be there, but within that the faith building exercise need to be there. Academicians should do academics, research and startups. Full stop. I think admin वगैरह के लिए, like we feel blessed. अभी हमारे कई centers हैं that has become Section 8 company. Section 8 company within the university is a blessing. Like you can fire people fast. Like we have a CEO to run those centers. This has never happened before in academic institute. So if you visit someday IIT Ropar, you will see IIT Ropar का कुछ part जहाँ पे center of say agriculture and water technology, it is a factory. We are supplying solutions to industry built here by students. And these are run by not faculty members. Faculty members are the technical heads. It is run by MBAs, administration who have been trained to do administration. The model is evolving. We have to cater. Of course, the problem यहाँ पे क्या है कि फंड नहीं है, छोटी यूनिवर्सिटी के पास पैसे नहीं है. But I just give you a flavor that how you can raise funds. CSR grant is important thing. Go to your DC to enable something. They have funds. They get funds from various companies to apply this CSR fund. Convince him that in your university we want to enable this thing. बी और चार दीवारों से बाहर निकलना सीखना पड़ेगा to make big things. We have to map our world with the outer world also.
Sir,
Yes, please.
am I audible? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Dr. Hilka. Yeah.
हाँ सर, हम देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय हरिद्वार से हैं, उत्तराखंड. सर, हम लोगों की यूनिवर्सिटी में एक छोटा सा इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है, छोटी यूनिवर्सिटी है, संस्कृति इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर. तो मेनली स्पिरिचुअल वैल्यूज विद मॉडर्न एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, मतलब इस पे काम करते हैं. तो सोशल इनोवेशन, रूरल डेवलपमेंट, IKS, इन सब चीजों पे मोस्टली काम होता है. बट सर, वही जो प्रॉब्लम अभी हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि मतलब मोटिवेशन की कमी दिखती है स्टूडेंट्स में, और एक क्लियर कट कैसे आइडिया मिले
हाँ,
उसका.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना. सी यहाँ पे जर्नी क्लियर नहीं है, किसी को भी जर्नी क्लियर ही नहीं है. मतलब इंक्यूबेटर को अपना रोल नहीं पता. आई हैव सीन यूनिवर्सिटी जहाँ इंक्यूबेटर के नाम पे कमरा है और वो ताला 2 साल से खुला नहीं है ना. और प्रॉब्लम यह है कि फैकल्टी मेंबर सब कुछ करना चाहता है. वो जब ट्रेंड ही नहीं है इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर चलाने के लिए, तो व्हाई आई शुड डू. यू गिव एन इंटर्नशिप टू एन MBA स्टूडेंट टू मेक ए फ्रेमवर्क फॉर माई इंक्यूबेटर. आपका 60,000 रुपए, 10,000 रुपए में इंटर्नशिप दोगे ना, 6 महीने में वो आपका पूरा फ्रेमवर्क बना देगी इंक्यूबेशन. कोई भी आएगा. बिकॉज वी डोंट नो. वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट वी डोंट नो एवरीथिंग. एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑल्सो हैव टू एक्सेप्ट कि यूनिवर्सिटी का फैकल्टी मेंबर इज नॉट मैजिशियन. जहां पे जिस तरह के बंदे की जरूरत है, लेट्स हायर देम ऑन. लोगों को नौकरी नहीं मिल रही है यार. मतलब आप इंटर्नशिप भी दोगे ना, ही शी विल हैव ए ग्रेट थिंग्स टू टेल इन अ CV.
Yes, sir.
ट्राई थिंग्स. 60,000 निकालना यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए इजी होगा. उसके लिए CSR फंड जनरेट कर लो. उसके लिए लोकल कंपनी के पास जाओ कि मुझे डोनेशन दो, मुझे ये करना है, एनेबल करना है. एक कनेक्शन भी फैकल्टी मेंबर का एक इंडस्ट्री से अगर 1 लाख लेके आता है ना, इट बिकम्स ए यूजफुल थिंग. सबको वो स्टोरी सुनानी है. मैं तभी उठ के ये स्टोरी सुनाता हूं अपनी कि हाउ इट कैन हैपन, हाउ दिस मैजिक कैन हैपन. यू कैन डू मल्टीपल थिंग्स.
सर, आपके लेक्चर्स भी रखवा सकते हैं, आपसे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं.
ऑनलाइन. मैं एक्चुअली मैं
ऑनलाइन
वैसे
ही सर, ऑनलाइन
मैं
ही.
वैसे ऑनलाइन पे विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ क्योंकि कोई सुनता
ओके.
नहीं है. बट अभी ट्रैवल का थोड़ा टाइट है. बट हरिद्वार है तो कर सकते हैं. मतलब सुबह जाके आ सकता हूँ, शाम में तो देख
सर,
सकते हैं.
कांटेक्ट आपसे करेंगे बिल्कुल इस
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, प्लीज.
रिगार्डिंग. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सर. थैंक्स अ लॉट.
Any more questions? Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. I am here to propose vote of thanks. It is my privilege to express my sincere gratitude to our respected guest speaker, Professor Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan, respected course coordinator, esteemed faculty members, and dear participants. On behalf of the organizing committee of the UGC Refresher course, I warmly thank Professor Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan for delivering such a comprehensive and insightful lecture. Sir's session provided valuable insights into scientific research planning, industrial consultancy, entrepreneurship, and collaborative pathways between academia and industry. The discussion on government funded projects, innovation initiatives, and the what, why, and how of the startup world was especially inspiring and encouraged participants to think beyond traditional academic roles and explore meaningful real world applications. We are grateful to our course coordinator for constant guidance and support, and we sincerely appreciate the efforts of the all team members for ensuring the smooth conduct of today's session. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the participants for their active involvement and enthusiastic participation. Once again, it is my privilege to thank Professor Dhiraj Kumar Mahajan for sharing his valuable time, knowledge, and experience with us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. My
Thanks a
pleasure.
lot,
Thank you
sir.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Now we are heading towards our second session. Our guest is here, Krishna Kanta Roy, sir. Sir, are we audible?
Yes, absolutely audible, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Roll number 18, sorry, Raibole, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Raibole, sir, unmute yourself and you can start with the introduction of guest speaker.
Yes, madam. Yes. A very good afternoon to one and all. My name is Dr. Dhananjay Raibole, roll number 82. I am here to introduce Dr. Krishna Kanta Roy. Dr. Krishna Kanta Roy is an experienced economics educator with over 15 years of experience in teaching at the undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Currently, he is working as an assistant professor at Symbiosis International University. He has taught courses such as economics, microeconomics, managerial economics, and international economics. Prior to entering academia, Dr. Roy worked for nearly 3 years in corporate environments, which has enriched his teaching with practical insights into economic concepts. Dr. Roy is well regarded for his innovative teaching methods, particularly his use of blended learning, which integrates various instructional strategies and technologies to enhance student engagement and learning. Beyond his classroom experience, he has conducted numerous faculty development program focused on learning-centric approaches, blended learning, MOOCs creation, and the integration of AI in education. He is strong advocate for placing students at the center of the learning experience and has trained many educators on implementing this practice effectively. Recognized for his expertise in economics, technology, and education, Dr. Roy has been invited to speak as guest lecturer at university both in India and abroad. His research has also been showcased at numerous international conferences and forums, reflecting his active contribution to the academic community. In the area of education and technology, he has a patent and copyright as well. Outside his professional life, Dr. Roy is spiritual seeker and dedicated practitioner of karma yoga. This philosophy deeply influenced His teaching emphasizes the importance of balance and undergraduating in the all facets. I would like to welcome Dr. Roy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for this introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. Namaskar. I hope aap sab theek thaak hain. And I would like to also thank Dr. Ambedkar, Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, UGC MMTD TC Center for inviting me. Special thanks to Beena ma'am for giving me the opportunity to talk in front of all of you and share my thoughts and ideas. So we switch karenge from startup, from research to hardcore teaching and learning, and that to AI. So I was listening for last discussion. I think Professor Dhiraj was explaining very nicely that we need to rethink, or maybe we need to reimagine New India in terms of whenever I'm thinking about technology or AI. So before I start, abhi main apna screen share karunga. If you want to take a 2 minutes break, you can take. I will start the formal session after 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll just share my screen. I hope I'm audible properly. So in case
Yes,
of
sir, you
any
are.
issue,
Yes, sir.
in case of any issues, just let me know. Because I've been traveling. At the moment, I'm at Uttarakhand, somewhere in the hills near Kausani, and operating from here. So we can take 2 to 3 minutes break, and I'll share my screen and all that. So I'll start the
Okay, sir.
formal
Thanks a lot.
session after 2 minutes at 12:48. All right. So as you know that AI in educational pedagogy, this is the topic I've been asked to talk about it. और मैं दोनों भाषा में I'll communicate Hindi and English. Hope that's fine with all of you. But if you think that I should just talk in English, I can do that as well. If you think that I can just talk in Hindi, I can also do that. But I think mix is a right way to move forward. चलिए जब तक हम स्टार्ट करें और 1-1.5-2 मिनट में तब तक कोई सवाल है इसको लेके एआई को लेके तो आप पूछ सकते हैं in case anything that just comes to your mind so that I can अच्छा चलिए तब तक एक काम करते हैं what subject you teach आप वो सब्जेक्ट जो सब्जेक्ट आप पढ़ाते हैं वो सब्जेक्ट का नाम आप चैट विंडो में लिख दीजिए so that I'll have some idea about that the diverse participants और faculty members की कौन-कौन से सब्जेक्ट स्ट्रीम से हैं तो आप चैट विंडो में जस्ट उसका नाम लिख दीजिए I'll just have a look at the chat window. So we have commerce, media and education, zoology, commerce, Marathi, English, education, Ayurveda. Fantastic. All right. I can see there are many participants. Science, अच्छा, ठीक है. Maybe we'll wait for some more time. Literature, English. Okay. All right, so let us start. with the presentation. First thing, session objectives are as follows. First, we'll try to understand basic idea about AI. Before that, we'll also have some basic questions. Then maybe I'll just reshare once again. I think there is a line, stop sharing and share again. Yeah. So understanding the process of teaching learning in higher education, exploring AI tools in the process of teaching, pedagogy strategies in evaluation as well. And then we'll also see what I was listening that the prior speaker said very clearly that a lot of professors do a lot of admin work. Now, how do you do that? We should actually, as a teachers, we should minimize the admin task. Of course, we have to do some admin task, but मैं आपको कुछ techniques बताऊंगा जिसमें कि you can use AI tools to reduce your admin task, or how you can use AI tools to manage to handle some admin task. And then last में अगर time बचेगा तो we'll also explore some AI tools for research activity. Anyway, let us start with 3 fundamental questions. The question number 1, why do we teach? हम पढ़ाते क्यों हैं? See, हमारे पास बहुत सारे options हैं. Options होंगे या फिर teaching पे क्यों आ गए? So this is the question. Those who are relatively new teachers, is there anyone from in the audience, is there anyone who have less than 5 years of experience in teaching? Can you just answer that why you started teaching? आप कुछ और भी कर सकते थे, आपने पढ़ाना क्यों choose किया? Anyone who have less experience, of course जिसको ज्यादा experience है उसको पता है that why teaching. और अभी क्योंकि मान लीजिए कोई अगर एक रिटायरमेंट एज में है तो उनके लिए सवाल उतना वैलिड नहीं होता है, बट दोज आर न्यू फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, उनके लिए सवाल काफी वैलिड है. व्हाई डू यू टीच? एनी रेस्पॉन्स? एनीबडी? और कोई भी बोल सकता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, बट प्राइमरी क्वेश्चन इज टू द न्यू फैकल्टी मेंबर्स. व्हाई डू यू टीच? You may share your responses or you may just unmute and talk. या फिर ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपको lunch time.
Opportunity
Yes, please.
that where we can share our knowledge as well as we can change the life of generations if we give positivity to them. So I
Okay, so
chosen the teaching.
wonderful. So you can say
It was my passion,
that
sir.
through teaching you can help.
Yes.
Passion. Passion bhi hai, and you can help also some students to make their careers and, as you said, generations and all that. Any other inputs? Why do you teach?
Dissemination of knowledge, creation, making student for creation of knowledge.
Absolutely
In the-
correct.
Yeah, making
Absolutely,
them capable
yes.
of earning their livelihood.
Yes.
So I'm
और
not
कोई
like,
और?
I'm close to like 13 years of teaching experience. So I can't, instead of
No
just
problem,
saying,
no
you know,
problem.
why you teach, but one thing I really like, I joined teaching because honestly, I like research, to be very honest.
Yes.
But one thing which I enjoy about teaching is that you are dealing with young people who you know do not accept everything as truth. So I think that's very nice. And to be very honest, on a lighter side, you know, being with young people also makes you feel very young. They question.
Yes.
They are sometimes, you know, rebellious. So you know, something which you may tell them that why you are doing like this, and somebody says that, you know, I'm not doing something wrong, I'm listening to you. So you know, so you also, I think you change as a person when you teach, because you also learn from students, and there are so many students from whom at least I have learned. I have become very different. I mean, when I joined teaching versus when I compare myself with that version of me, I think I have transformed a lot. Good or bad, I don't know, but I think there has
Absolutely.
been
Of course, it will
some
be good, ma'am. So definitely, because teachers, you know, ma'am, I strongly feel that ये जो occupation है, teaching, I mean, of course, I'm a teacher. I may have my personal biases, but teacher का जो occupation, it is at the highest level. क्योंकि आपके पास वो power है. टीचिंग एक ऐसा ऑक्यूपेशन, आपके पास वो पावर है कि आप एकदम सिंपल टीचर बन के नोट डिक्टेट करके आप अपना जॉब कर सकते हैं, या फिर you can inspire people, as ma'am said, you can inspire people, you can do something crazy, something good, so that generations can be actually benefited from it. Yes, तो हमारे पास वो बैंडविड्थ है, बाकी और ऑक्यूपेशन में इतना बैंडविड्थ नहीं है जितना हमारे टीचर्स के पास है. सो यस डेफिनेटली टीचिंग इज समथिंग. इसके अलग अलग लेयर्स के आंसर हो सकते हैं, जैसे आपने बताया. एक तो नेसेसिटी भी हो सकता है, हमारा घर भी चलता है उससे, और उसके बाद हम पैशनेट हैं, और उसके बाद हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि नॉलेज शेयरिंग, जैसे सर ने बताया, नॉलेज शेयरिंग. और नॉलेज शेयरिंग एक सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा आ जाता है. नॉलेज शेयरिंग इज गुड, नॉलेज क्रिएशन ज्यादा नहीं हो पाता है. आई मीन आई ऑफन कॉल myself and our colleague as trader of knowledge. So we are just trader of knowledge. हमने कहीं से पढ़ा कुछ और वो हमने बच्चों को दे दिया. क्रिएशन की जब बात आती है तो वो इकोसिस्टम अभी भी उतना स्ट्रांगली बिल्ड नहीं हुआ है, बट हाँ कहीं ना कहीं से हमें शुरू करना होगा. फैंटास्टिक. चलिए यहाँ से आगे बढ़ते हैं.
And one
दूसरा
more thing
सवाल.
is, sir, that
यस.
students are not having a decision-making power. They are tumbling in a
हाँ.
situation what we have to do. So they are asking for
यस.
us, sir. I am this in this situation. What I have to do? Whether I have to flourish one way or in my mind or another way. So we can direct him in proper way. We can
एब्सोल्युटली.
guide.
यू नॉट
Yeah.
ओनली टीचर, यू वर्क एज ए मेंटर. तो एक टीचर का बहुत बड़ा रोल हो जाता है कि हम मेंटर भी बने उनका. एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. एंड दैट गिव्स लॉट ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन कि उसके डिसीजन मेकिंग में मैंने कुछ इनपुट दिया और उसको काम आ गया. सो फैंटास्टिक. ओके चलिए दूसरा सवाल. व्हाट डू यू टीच? अभी व्हाट डू यू टीच का एक सरल आंसर है, व्हाट एवर कोर्सेज यू आर टीचिंग. सो आप कोई बोलेगा केमिस्ट्री, कोई इकोनॉमिक्स, कोई फिजिक्स, कोई इंग्लिश, कोई मराठी, कोई संस्कृत वगैरह वगैरह. उसमें क्या पढ़ाते हैं आप? उसमें आप बोलेंगे कि एक प्रेस्क्राइब सिलेबस है, वो पढ़ाते हैं जो सिलेबस दिया गया है. उस सिलेबस में क्या पढ़ाते हैं? उसमें वेरियस टॉपिक्स है, मॉड्यूल्स हैं, टॉपिक्स है, चैप्टर्स हैं, वो पढ़ाते हैं. उसमें क्या पढ़ाते हैं? तो आप बोलेंगे जो टॉपिक, मान लीजिए मेरा कोई टॉपिक है महंगाई, इन्फ्लेशन, मैं इन्फ्लेशन पढ़ाऊंगा. इन्फ्लेशन क्या पढ़ाऊंगा? इन्फ्लेशन में इन्फ्लेशन एक ऐसा टॉपिक है, हर एक कोई उसको आप एक बेसिक लेवल का थियोरेटिकल नॉलेज दे सकते हैं जो कि ऑलरेडी है बुक में. उसका अप्लाइड नॉलेज दे सकते हैं, उसका मिक्स दे सकते हैं, उसका अपडेटेड नॉलेज दे सकते हैं, अपग्रेडेड नॉलेज. सो दिस वी एज ए टीचर टू ऑलवेज थिंक वॉट एवर कंटेंट आई एम डिलीवरिंग, जो मैं क्लास में जाके बोलूं क्या उसके काम आएगा, ये सोचने वाली बात है. अक्सर ऐसा होता है. आई मीन व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय करियर लॉन्ग अगो, 15 years ago, मैं ज्यादा सोचता नहीं था. मुझे सिलेबस दिया गया, आई प्रिपेयर वेल फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सोर्सेस, बुक्स या फिर जो भी है, और वहां से जाके आई प्रिपेयर लेक्चर में एंड देन आई डिलीवर माय लेक्चर. बट अभी धीरे 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 ऐसा लगता है कि वॉट एवर आई एम सेइंग क्या उसके कुछ काम आने वाला है, या फिर वो जस्ट उसको एक, हाँ कोर्स में कुछ एक क्रेडिट मिल गया, दैट्स इट. ये हमें सोचने वाली बात है. आई मीन दीज ऑल क्वेश्चंस हैव नो करेक्ट आंसर या फिर नो फुल टोटल आंसर, ऐसा है ही नहीं. ये सब हमें सोचना चाहिए. व्हाई, व्हाट डू यू टीच? एंड थर्ड सवाल आता है जो कि आज का मुद्दा है, हाउ डू यू टीच? हम पढ़ाते कैसे हैं? तो अभी बहुत सारे, आपको भी पता है, देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ स्ट्रेटजीज. अभी पहले या अभी भी पढ़ाते हैं. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ अस वी डू मोनोलॉग. मोनोलॉग का मतलब है कि हम क्लासरूम में गए और जाने के बाद 1 घंटे का लेक्चर है, हमने 45 मिनट्स 50 मिनट्स हमने बोल दिया, फिर पूछ लिया कोई सवाल है तो पूछ लो, नहीं हुआ तो फाइन. दिस इज लाइक ए ट्रेडिशनल मेथड, ट्रेडिशनल टेक्निक. अब जो 1 घंटा हमने स्पेंड किया, क्या आप मुझे ये बता सकते हैं, जनरली स्पीकिंग, ऑफ कोर्स आपके क्लासेस सब्जेक्ट वाइज वैरी करेंगे, कितने बच्चे आपको सुनते हैं? व्हाट परसेंट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स यू थिंक दैट दे लिसन टू यू? एक रैंडम, एक रफली आपको क्या लगता है? जैसे मेरा 50 का क्लास है, मुझे लगता है 5 सुन रहे होंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा, या फिर 10 सुन रहे होंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है तो 15-20. आपको क्या लगता है व्हाट परसेंट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स लिसन टू यू? तो ये काफी रिसर्च हुआ है इसको लेके. एंड नाउ पीपल आर सेइंग दैट द क्लासरूम पेडागॉजी शुड बी एक्टिव लर्निंग. ऐसा होना चाहिए कि ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग, फ्लिप्ड क्लासरूम, ये सारे टेक्निक्स अभी आने लगे हैं. क्यों आने लगे? क्योंकि ट्रेडिशनल मेथड आजकल के जमाने में इफेक्टिव नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? इसका लॉजिक क्या है? कोई बताएगा क्यों नहीं है? हम ट्रेडिशनली जब पढ़ाते हैं वो इतना इफेक्टिव क्यों नहीं है? ये सवाल है, रिफ्लेक्टिव क्वेश्चन. आप अपने व्यूज दीजिए.
The students are more resourceful nowadays before coming
एब्सोल्युटली
to the
करेक्ट,
classes.
स्पॉट ऑन. हम इसको बोलते हैं इंफॉर्मेशन अबंडेंस. अभी हमारे और हमारे बच्चों को, वी डील विद एडल्ट स्टूडेंट्स, उनके पास, सबके पास मोबाइल फोन है और सबके पास इंटरनेट है. तो अगर सबके, मतलब मेजॉरिटी, तो अगर उन सबके पास मोबाइल फोन और इंटरनेट है तो उसको तो पता है, एक गूगल टाइप करूंगा तो मुझे ज्यादातर चीजें तो लिंक तो आ जाएंगी, तो मैं क्यों सुनूं टीचर का, है ना? तो ये बिकॉज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजिकल ग्रोथ या टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट, पर्टिकुलरली इंटरनेट एंड स्मार्टफोन, अभी हमारा जो डिलीवरी, अगर ट्रेडिशनल डिलीवरी मैकेनिज्म रहा, इट विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम, राइट? इट विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम। तो इसको कैसे सॉल्व करें? तो काफी रिसर्च हुआ इसको लेके, इनको बोला गया कि आप अपने क्लासरूम को एक्टिव लर्निंग स्ट्रेटजीज पे बदल दीजिए। तो अगर हमें टाइम मिला तो मैं आपको मेरा जो कॉपीराइट या पेटेंट है, दोनों मैं दिखाता हूँ कि मैंने क्या प्रपोज किया है, क्या किस चीज का मैंने एक फ्रेमवर्क बनाया। आई कॉल इट 3 स्टेप ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग फ्रेमवर्क। सो वो अभी रिसेंटली लास्ट ईयर ही मैंने उसको फाइल किया था, एक फ्रेमवर्क। तो वो मैं दिखाऊंगा अगर टाइम बचता है तो। बट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट हाउ डू वी टीच, हमारा पेडागोजी क्या है। और लास्ट 1-2 साल में ये काफी डेंजरस हो गया है। क्यों? अभी तक तो गूगल था 2 साल पहले, अभी क्या आ गया सबके हाथ में? एआई आ गया है। आप खाली पूछिए और वो आराम से सब लेक्चर नोट बना के देगा, सब कुछ करके देता है। तो इस एआई, व्हेन आई से एआई, आई मीन जनरेटिव एआई। पर्टिकुलरली आई एम रेफरिंग टू चैट जीपीटी, जेमिनी, डीप सीक, ग्रॉक, और भी बहुत सारे। तो अब वो तो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट बच्चों के हाथ में लग गया, सबके हाथ में आ गया। जब तक एक्सेस नहीं था तब तक अलग था, अभी तो एक्सेस हो गया, मासेस को एक्सेस हो गया। एनीबॉडी कैन जस्ट यूज चैट जीपीटी और डीप सीक। इस ऐसे सिचुएशन में व्हाट डू वी डू? क्या करें हम? कैसे चेंज करें हम अपना स्ट्रेटजी? हमने किया है क्या अपना स्ट्रेटजी? लास्ट 2 साल में हमने कुछ बदला है क्या, या हमें बदलना चाहिए क्या? काफी सारे सवाल, इन 3 कोर क्वेश्चन से बहुत सारे सवाल आ जाएंगे। और हम एज ए टीचर, आई फील दैट द मोमेंट वी हैव मोर क्वेश्चंस, व्हाट वी डू, ये हमारा टेंडेंसी है। क्वेश्चंस है तो हम उसको फिर आंसर ढूंढेंगे, आंसर ढूंढेंगे तो कुछ ना कुछ सोल्यूशन मिलेगा, कभी नहीं मिलेगा, बट क्वेश्चन रेज करना बहुत जरूरी। सो आई थॉट आई जस्ट सेट दिस टॉक विद 3 फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चंस। व्हाई डू यू टीच, व्हाट डू यू टीच, ये व्हाई डू यू टीच थोड़ा फिलोसफिकल भी है, बट व्हाट डू यू टीच एंड हाउ डू यू टीच, इट इज मोर लाइक टेक्निकल एंड प्रैक्टिकल सिनेरियो। चलिए, मूविंग ऑन। एजुकेशन अगर हम बात करें, आई मीन 2 सेंस में, 2-4 स्लाइड है, बेसिक बेसिक है, उसके बाद विल डू मोर लाइक टेक्निकल थिंग्स। एजुकेशन को हम किस तरह से डिफाइन करें, किस तरह से समझें? बहुत अलग अलग तरीके हैं इसको समझने के, बहुत अलग अलग फिलोसफर्स ने, बहुत अलग अलग एजुकेशनल्स ने, बहुत अलग अलग बड़े बड़े पर्सनालिटी ने एजुकेशन को लेके बहुत सारी बातें करी। जो मुझे पसंद है वो मैंने लिखा है, और वो मैंने आई हैव जस्ट टेकन फ्रॉम स्वामी विवेकानंदा's डेफिनेशन ऑफ एजुकेशन। इट्स नथिंग बट एजुकेशन इज द मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ परफेक्शन ऑलरेडी इन मैन। हमारे मैन को आप जेंडर वो मत बनाइए, मैन इज ऑल, एवरीवन। तो एजुकेशन एक ऐसा है कि ऑलरेडी हमारे अंदर जो परफेक्शन ऑलरेडी है उसको मैनिफेस्ट करना है ही एजुकेशन। उसके कोर फीचर्स क्या हो सकते हैं? उसके कोर 2-3 फीचर्स हैं। एक सबसे आ गया आपका केयरलेसनेस, दूसरा आ गया कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग। सो स्वामी जी क्या बोलते हैं? कोर ऑफ एजुकेशन, वी वांट एजुकेशन बाय व्हिच कैरेक्टर इज फॉर्म, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet। तो हमारा, हम जो ये पढ़ाते हैं बच्चों को, हमारा ये कोर होना चाहिए कि हम उसको इतना सशक्त बना दें कि वो अपने पैरों पे खड़े हो जाए। तो ये तो हम सब मानते हैं, ये बहुत जनरल है। और यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम आता है। क्या प्रॉब्लम है? नॉलेज विदाउट वैल्यू एंड एथिक्स कैन बी डेंजरस। अभी मेरे पास नॉलेज तो आ गया, बट आई हैव लेस ऑफ वैल्यूज, लेस ऑफ एथिक्स, देन इट कैन क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम। तो इसीलिए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इज कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग एंड फेयरलेसनेस। इसके बारे में मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। दिस इज जस्ट, आई थॉट आई शुड जस्ट शेयर ऑल ऑफ यू this this is very very fascinating for me whenever I think about what is education, क्या मैं कर रहा हूँ, this comes to picture. Now moving on to our core topic, which is AI in teaching learning or AI in teaching learning pedagogies. AI है क्या? What is AI? AI is nothing. AI is a branch of computer science that enables machine to mimic human intelligence through learning, reasoning, problem solving and decision making. हमें पता है इसकी क्या क्या capabilities है, so I'm not going through all of this more detail. अच्छा, हिस्ट्री पर कोई जाए, एआई इज नॉट ए न्यू फिनोमिना। एआई आज का नहीं, अभी हमें 2 सालों से ये बज़वर्ड हो गया है, आपके हाथों लग गया है इसीलिए। बट एआई बहुत पुराना है, इट इज लाइक 60-70 ओल्ड। तो अगर आप देखोगे, सबसे पहला आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस टर्म किसने किया था? इट वाज कॉइन्ड बाय जॉन मैकर्टी इन 1956 एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में। तो अर्ली 60-70s में क्या डेवलपमेंट होती, किस बेसिक सिंपल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग किया जाए, कैलकुलेटर, चैटबॉट्स, छोटे छोटे सिस्टम्स। उसके बाद आया 80s-90s में इंफॉर्मेशन, डेटा। तो डेटा आया, तो फिर उसके बाद डेटा ड्रिवन अप्रोचेस हुए, न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स बने। और 2000 के बाद 21st सेंचुरी में क्या हुआ, बिग डेटा आ गया। बिग डेटा आ गया, कंप्यूटिंग पावर बहुत इंक्रीज हो गया और बहुत तेजी से बढ़ने लग गया। और अभी तो मेजर ब्रेक थ्रू मिला है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ जेनरेटिव एआई, सेल्फ ड्रिवन कार्स और ये डीप लर्निंग, ये सब। और एआई को और एक तरीके से अगर समझा जाए, दिस इज फ्रॉम अ रिसर्च पेपर, एआई अगर आप आउटर सर्कल वेन डायग्राम देखें, एआई इज लाइक आउटर सर्कल, उसका सबसेट है मशीन लर्निंग, उसका सबसेट है डीप लर्निंग और उसका सबसेट है जनरेटिव एआई। जनरेटिव एआई अगर आप देखें, सबसेट ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग एंड डीप लर्निंग विच रिक्वायर्स लॉट ऑफ डेटा। तो ये करते क्या है, बहुत सारा इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करते हैं, वहां से पैटर्न निकालते हैं और फिर आपको ह्यूमन की तरह आंसर करते हैं, या कोडिंग करते हैं, या फिर पेंटिंग करते हैं, आर्ट, सब कुछ में आ चुका है। सो 5-7 साल पहले तक मुझे कभी नहीं लगता था कि एआई विल डू रीजनिंग, वो रीजनिंग कर देगा। अभी वो रीजनिंग भी करने लगेगा। आप उसके साथ किसी टॉपिक पे वो करेगा, वो समझेगा, वो आपको आंसर भी करेगा, ऑल दैट। सो विच वाज अ वेरी वेरी यू कैन से दैट न्यू डिस्कवरी। पहले भी करता था लेकिन शायद हमारे मासेस के हाथ में नहीं था। मूविंग ऑन, द बेनिफिट्स, पता है अगर एआई से यूज किया जाए, इट कैन एनहांस एंगेजमेंट एंड मोटिवेशन। क्योंकि क्या हो जाता है फिर, अगर एआई है तो पर्सनलाइज लर्निंग पाथ में ये हेल्प कर सकता है। आप किसी एक चीज को लेके फंस गए, और या फिर कभी कभी क्या होता है, कुछ कुछ स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जो कि क्लासरूम में एकदम से बोलने से रिलेट नहीं कर पाते, आपको भी पता है, और वो क्लासरूम में सवाल पूछने से शर्माते हैं या हिचकिचाते हैं। So what do I mean for them? They can go, they can always use AI, and then they can get the concepts clear. Of course, AI real time feedback देता है। I'm sure some of you, क्योंकि ये LMS भी है, आप लोग अगर Moodle यूज करते हैं, Moodle की तरह प्लेटफॉर्म्स यूज करते हैं, it gives you a lot of insights, feedbacks like किस बच्चे ने कितना देर क्या देखा and all that. Data driven insight आ जाता है। So इसमें decision making easy हो जाता है। Of course, lot of challenges को लेके आधा घंटा बात करते हैं, but I will not too much time. डेटा प्राइवेसी एंड सिक्योरिटी। तो डेटा प्राइवेसी एंड सिक्योरिटी का जो मुद्दा है, ये काफी सीरियस है। सो आई वुड ऑलवेज रिकमेंड एवरीवन, जब भी आप ऑनलाइन कुछ भी करें, यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल। आई रिपीट, वॉट एवर यू डू डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में या फिर ऑनलाइन वर्ल्ड में, इट शुड बी वेरी क्लियर। मैं अगर आपसे सवाल पूछूं, आपका जो मान लीजिए मेडिकल रिपोर्ट है, वुड यू अपलोड इन एआई एंड आस्क कि इसका डिटेल बोलो मुझे? नो। आपका टैक्स या फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, वुड यू अपलोड एंड से कि इसका ये ठीक है गलत है कैलकुलेट करके बोलो? नो। व्हाई आई से नो? क्योंकि ये एआई आपको समझना पड़ेगा ये कर क्या रहा है। ये बैकएंड में आपका प्रोफाइलिंग कर रहा है। कोई भी एआई से व्हेन यू इंटरेक्ट, इट एक्चुअली क्रिएट्स अ प्रोफाइल फॉर यू। अभी डायरेक्टली आपको पता नहीं लगेगा, बट लेटर ऑन दे विल ट्राई टू सेल प्रोडक्ट्स, डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज टू यू। जो गूगल कर रहा है, या फिर मेटा कर रहा है, या फिर फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम करता है, वो देखता है कि आपके टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस क्या क्या है, एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली आपको प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज सेल करता है। आपने कई बार देखा होगा, व्हेन यू ओपन अ ब्राउजर या कुछ कर रहे हो, तो बहुत सारे एड्स आने लगते हैं। वो जो जिस तरह के आप सर्च करते हो, वहां से वो आपको जानता है। और अभी एआई में ऐसे नहीं दिख रहा है, बट एआई भी ऐसे दिखेगा। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, एल्गोरिथमिक बायस। किस तरह का हो सकता है? देयर कैन बी मेनी बायस। सो जब एल्गोरिथमिक बायस की बात आती है, तब आप सोचिए, मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूं। अब अगर मैंने बोला कि आज के टॉप 10 न्यूज दे दो, आज के टॉप 10 इंडियन न्यूज क्या क्या है, अगर वो सारा न्यूज टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया से उठा के दे देता है, इट्स अ बायस। अगर मैं कुछ एक चीज उसको लिखने बोलता हूँ, एक पैराग्राफ, और अगर वो यूके इंग्लिश यूज करता है, बट मुझे चाहिए था लेट्स से यूएस इंग्लिश, तो पर्सनल बायस आ जाता है। तो अलग अलग लेयर्स पे पर्सनल बायसेस हैं। बट मुझे अभी एक याद आ रहा है, देयर इज अ फैंटास्टिक डॉक्यूमेंट और ए फिल्म इन नेटफ्लिक्स। अगर आपके पास नेटफ्लिक्स का एक्सेस है, मैं उसका नाम रिकॉल करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, ह्यूमंस इन द लूप। आप जस्ट मेक अ नोट, 1 घंटे का डॉक्यूमेंट्री है, फैंटास्टिक डॉक्यूमेंट। मतलब वो देखने के बाद आपको लगेगा, ओ दिस इज कॉल्ड एज एल्गोरिथमिक बायस। सबके लिए, एनीबडी कैन वॉच, फैंटास्टिक मूवी, ह्यूमंस इन द लूप। चलिए, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट है टीचर्स रोल एंड इंटीग्रेशन। टीचर्स रोल एंड इंटीग्रेशन, अभी तो आप 100% श्योर आप सबको लग रहा है कि ये इंसान है, ये कृष्णकांत रॉय इंसान ही बोल रहा है। क्या आपको ये लगेगा 5 साल बाद, 10 साल बाद ये इंसान बोल रहा है? शायद हाँ शायद ना, क्योंकि जब जब एआई इस तरीके से आ रहा है, एआई कैन टेक एनी टाइप ऑफ शेप। ऑलरेडी हमारे पास ये क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, एलेक्सा, सीरी, ये सब हमारे पास ऑलरेडी है, दैट वी गिव कमांड एंड इट एक्ट्स। तो आप में से कितनों को लगता है कि एआई टीचर आ सकता है इन फ्यूचर में? यस और नो लिखिए। एआई टीचर इन सेंस कोई एक चैटबॉट होगा, कुछ एक होगा क्लासरूम में जो कि टीचर की तरह शायद दिखे, और कोई भी सवाल पूछ लो वो आंसर करेगा। क्या लगता है आपको? रिफ्लेक्टिव क्वेश्चन, क्या लगता है आपको, ऐसा हो सकता है? मे
हो
बी
सकता है सर,
इन कमिंग 5 years,
हो सकता है
एब्सोल्युटली
सर।
पॉसिबल। ये मेरे एक पेपर ये मेरे एक पेपर में भी मैंने लिखा हुआ है कि एआई टीचर्स विल डेफिनेटली कम, स्पेशली अगर आप प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज और स्कूल्स को देखोगे। वो क्या करेंगे? कुछ नहीं है आपका, अभी मैं डिस्प्ले करूंगा थोड़ी देर बाद, देन आई विल डू सम टेक्निकल थिंग्स जब मैं दिखाऊंगा। एक डिवाइस रख देंगे वो, और डिवाइस रखने के बाद बोलेंगे कि बच्चा कोई भी सवाल पूछ ले, वो आंसर करेगा। ऑफ कोर्स एआई है तो वो कर देगा, और उसको बोल के एआई टीचर का रूप दे के, एआई टीचर बोल के आप पर्टिकुलरली मे बी प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज फीस ज्यादा कर देंगे कि हमारे पास एआई टीचर है, जबकि वो कुछ नहीं, आप सबके पास एआई टीचर ऑलरेडी है। चलिए, सो दिस इज थर्ड पॉइंट। फोर्थ पॉइंट थोड़ा सेंसिटिव है, विच इज लाइक एक्सेस एंड इक्विटी। अभी भी हमारे, इफ यू सी इन इंडिया, roughly speaking, around 50% of the schools don't have a single computer. Again, I'm repeating, as per UDI's data, 2022-23, around 50% of the schools don't have a single computer. हमारे उसमें 15 लाख schools हैं, करीब 7 लाख schools के पास अभी भी एक सिंगल कंप्यूटर नहीं है। अगर आपके पास डिवाइस ही नहीं है, दैट मीन्स वो इस एआई रेवोल्यूशन के, इस टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांस रेवोल्यूशन के, इस मूवमेंट के पार्ट नहीं है, तो वो लेफ्ट आउट है। उसको हम बोलते हैं हैव नॉट्स, उनके पास है ही नहीं। अब जब प्रॉब्लम क्या आता है ये एक्सेस एंड इक्विटी में, जब एक कम्युनिटी, एक ग्रुप बहुत ही हाई लेवल से हाई रैपिडली ग्रो कर रहा है और एक ग्रो नहीं कर पा रहा है, बहुत स्लो रफ्तार है या फिर उसका रफ्तार रुक गया है, देन किसी भी नेशन में, किसी भी इकोनॉमी में, किसी भी जगह में डिसरेस्ट आ जाता है। फिर लड़ाई हो जाएगा। फिर क्या होंगे? जिनके पास नहीं है वो कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे हरकत करेंगे कि मतलब डिसरेस्ट हो जाएगा। इट कैन लीड टू अ वॉर काइंड सिचुएशन ऑल्सो इन अ कंट्री और इन अ प्लेस और इन अ नेशन, वॉट एवर यू कैन से। सो एक्सेस और इक्विटी का मुद्दा भी बहुत स्ट्रांग है। अगर हम एआई रेवोल्यूशन के हम पार्ट हैं, तो क्या हम जिन जो हैव नॉट्स है उनको भी लेके आगे बढ़ रहे हैं या उनको छोड़ दिया है हमने? ये सोचने की बात है, हमें सोचना पड़ेगा। Any question at this point in time? I'll just take a pause for 1 minute. If you have any question, please feel free and ask.
Sir, were you talking about Black Mirror when you talked about that Netflix series?
Humans in the whole, ऐसे कुछ है।
अच्छा,
Humans in the loop. Sorry, Humans in the loop. एक बार सर्च कीजिएगा मैम, Humans
Sure.
in the loop, फैंटास्टिक। एक 1.5 घंटे का मूवी है, और इसमें पूरा पता लगता है कि what is algorithmic bias. Any question that comes to your mind? I know it's lunchtime for most of you, but I'll try to complete in next 40-45 minutes. Is this the last session? इसके बाद भी और कोई सेशन है?
There are more 2 sessions, sir.
Two more. अच्छा, तो लंच टाइम कौन सा रहा आप फिर?
Between 2 to 2:45.
अच्छा, 2 to 2:45. चलिए, ठीक। Anyways, चलिए. Moving ahead from challenges to future of education. Future of education, I'm not spending too much of time. ये सब आपको पता है. It can enhance teacher support. It can enhance assessments. अगर assessments में आपने किस level पे use किया है, can anyone share your experience की assessment में AI को किस use किया है या फिर कुछ problem? Because I don't like giving monologue कि मैं ही बोलता रहूं और
सर
yes.
Kahoot यूज
Sir,
किया है,
so for
Jeopardy यूज किया है, Google Forms यूज किए हैं।
sir, excuse me.
किस चीज के लिए यूज किया सर? असेसमेंट?
असेसमेंट के लिए
Yes.
सर, whatever the learning
हाँ,
level assessment of students we have done it.
हाँ, मतलब असेसमेंट का स्ट्रेटेजी क्या रहेगा? आपने क्वेश्चन बनाने में उसको यूज किया है, आपने असाइनमेंट बनाने में इसको यूज किया है, आपने चेक करने के लिए असेसमेंट बच्चों ने दिया उसको चेक करने के लिए किस लेवल पे?
सर चेक करने के लिए भी किया है अभी मेटा एआई जो है हमारे व्हाट्सएप में सिंपल इफ यू आर आस्किंग टू गिव हिम अ क्वेश्चन
हाँ,
ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक इट इज जनरेटिंग द क्वेश्चन सो मेटा एआई जो है क्वेश्चन
यस,
जनरेट करने के लिए यूज किया है असेसमेंट के लिए कहोट जियोपार्डी ये जो
यस,
एप्स है ये यूज किए हैं ऐसे
ओके, ओके,
Sir, excuse
ठीक है,
me.
चलिए और कोई और?
Sir,
यस,
excuse me. Sir, recently
यस,
we in our department with our colleagues we just made an attempt because we used to evaluate paper manually, but this time we just as a kind of for an experiment we made this. We took a paper which we have evaluated and we scanned the pages and gave it to ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini separately, and we asked the AI to evaluate, and we found some quite interesting responses. Sorry, I think AI evaluates better than us, and if AI evaluates the paper, definitely the student will never get passed in the paper because it takes care of every other details.
वंडरफुल।
In under evaluation. So something
So,
which we experimented
so Dr.
just as an
Yeah,
experimentation.
all my friends call me my name. So it's I just raise this point. About a year ago, what happened? I went for a conference. November last year, I went for a Abu Dhabi conference related to AI or something. One Mexican researcher did the same thing what you said, sir. What they did was they have around 50 papers uploaded. They have given those 50 papers to an expert. Check karo. And AI को दिया है, आप check karo. And then they compare the scores. So what they found was around 90% of the scores are similar. I mean, they have made the rubric and they said that we are going to train the AI in such a manner that the moment we get the result more than 95% accuracy, like with evaluation, we will apply this in our university. So this was a story I liked. And then I came back to Pune and then I shared this story to my management, my director, everyone that I want to do this in India. So it was very, very tough for me to get an approval because those handwritten, as you said, you just did it for one paper testing purpose. So I took an approval, sir, that I will do internal evaluations like mid-term exam and something like that. It was not the final exam. Unit test, we call it, or continuous evaluation. So I said I required around 30 to 40 scripts. I'll take their photograph and upload them. I'll give I'll give ChatGPT with some rubric. It was fantastic. This idea was appreciated by my director, of course, by the higher management also, that this can be done. So I shared this idea with one of my mentor that, we are going to do something path breaking. So the mentor said, this is nonsense. You should not do it. Then I was shocked. I was so excited. And then all of a sudden I said, why you said this is not good? So he actually explained some of the reasons which are very, very fundamentally correct. पहला क्या है सर? पहला वो ये बोल रहे हैं, क्या आपने बच्चे से कंसेंसस लिया है? Number one, that your paper will be evaluated by AI. सबसे पहला ethical concern है. दूसरा सवाल, क्या आपको ये, do you know that AI is going to learn something from those papers and do something? We don't know how it will be used. So that's the second problem. So these 2-3 problems he quoted, and he said it is actually not a good idea to do it. Then my counter argument was, if I don't do it, someone will do it definitely. Or there are actually private players who are ready to do it, the assessment part. अभी भी इसका कोई सटीक आंसर नहीं है. What is right, what is wrong? I am no one to say. It is like, I mean, we universities need to rethink that. Can we do, if we do, what kind of complications, what kind of problems it will come. But yes, you have said it totally is. If you make a rubric and if you tell AI can actually do the assessment very nicely.
Yes, sir. Actually, we initiated this. We just made this experiment because we came across some news that universities abroad and some of the
Yes,
universities
it is happening.
they are
It is
using
happening, sir.
softwares like GradeScope by
Yes.
Turnitin, and there is a software called as METI, METTI, METI, which is an
Okay.
AI-based descriptive what are that assessment software, sir. And
Okay.
once again, you have the a plugin, AI plugin in Moodle, which what that can assess the what that manuscripts which are handwritten. Okay, so these are all something which we came to know, and that is why we just made an attempt, and out of which, as you have rightly mentioned, the Google Vision AI, it made some justice. It was something.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
You know, sir, the dangerous part is education. The core of education is that we make the students' mind open. है ना? Open. Now, if we make our assessment system standardized, अभी क्या होगा ना? If the moment we are using AI, so it can be more like we are moving towards standardized answer, not like open-ended answer. So ये एक बड़ा मुद्दा है. It's a major problem that we need to rethink that how can we integrate AI in assessment and all that. Anyway, moving on. So there are various points which we know about. One of the most important part is AI ethics and concern. Ethical related issues we should always know. Chali. Now, I'll show you a framework. Imagine that there are 3 teachers. Number 1, case 1, case 2, case 3. 3 teachers, and all have average intelligence, I would say. So the first case, the teacher will say, I have average intelligence and I don't want to use any my intelligence. I will only use AI for all of my tasks. What will be the result? The result will be very bad or poor, because the cognitive growth at some point in time, it will stop, lack of learning. Then there are ethical concerns and a lot of problems that can happen. Second teacher will say, I have my average intelligence. I know what is happening. I know I can do all my tasks without using AI. What will be the result? The result will be definitely better than the prior one, because at least the teacher is conscious enough to know what he or she is doing. So improved over first case, but the efficiency remains low, moderate productivity. Third case, now the teacher will say, I have my intelligence. I'll also thoughtfully, mindfully integrate AI. Then what will be the outcome? The teacher can actually do multitasking, can spend more time in creative and meaningful activities. As the earlier speaker said very nicely, we as a teacher needs to do a lot of admin work. उसको कैसे handle करें? Yes. क्या आप ये सोच सकते, कैन यू थिंक कि मेरे, मान लीजिए रफली स्पीकिंग, मेरा एडमिन काम में 40% 50% टाइम चला जाता है, मान लीजिए डॉक्यूमेंटेशन या जो भी रहे, क्या मैं उस 50% टाइम को एआई लगा के क्या मैं उसको रिड्यूस कर सकता हूं? द आंसर इज एक्चुअली यस. यू कैन डू लॉट ऑफ एडमिन टास्क यूजिंग एआई. एआई कैन डू, आपको भी पता है, लॉट ऑफ यू आर पार्ट ऑफ नैक, एनआईआरएफ, और उसमें बहुत सारा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करना होता है. इफ यू ट्रेन एआई, कुछ कुछ क्वालिटेटिव आंसर्स, कुछ कुछ चीजें एआई कर सकता है, केपेबल है. तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन एक्चुअली स्पेंड मोर टाइम. वो टाइम अगर आपने बचा लिया, यू कैन स्पेंड मोर टाइम इन रिसर्च, या फिर सर ने बताया स्टार्टअप, या फिर हाउ डू आई टीच वेल, हाउ डू आई गो इनटू क्लास एंड हैव ए मीनिंगफुल डायलॉग और डिस्कशन इन क्लास. तो वो तो हमारे पास सोचने का टाइम ही नहीं रहता है. सो दिस फ्रेमवर्क, सिंपल फ्रेमवर्क, वर्क्स वेरी वेल अगर आप इसको सोचेंगे. नाउ कमिंग टू टीचिंग. टीचिंग में जनरली हम क्या, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कंटेंट वी जनरेट टेक्स्ट कंटेंट, जिसमें से कि लेक्चर नोट आ जाता है, जिसमें पीपीटी आ जाती है. वी ऑल्सो समटाइम्स क्रिएट फ्लो चार्ट्स, डायग्राम्स, इमेजेस फॉर स्टूडेंट्स, एंड वी क्रिएट वीडियोस. तो ये सारे एक्टिविटीज में अभी हम देखेंगे. मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल, नाउ अ टास्क फॉर यू. सो टास्क को आपको करना नहीं है क्योंकि हम फिजिकली तो है नहीं, सो विल नॉट बी एबल टू सी एनीथिंग, बट आप इमेजिन कीजिए, सिलेक्ट ए टॉपिक. सो नाउ select a topic that, let's say, you are going to teach tomorrow. Now your task is to prepare a lecture note. आपको कल 1 घंटे का एक लेक्चर देना है किसी एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक पे. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, इमेजिन दैट आपको कल 1 घंटे का एक लेक्चर देना है, और आपको उसके लिए लेक्चर नोट बनाना है, एंड यू नीड टू यूज एआई. यू कैन यूज एआई. व्हाट विल यू डू? आप खाली strategy बता दीजिए. Of course, this is actually a hands-on activity. ये हमें 15-20 मिनट इसको करने में लगता है.
Actually, we should not just like that give the topic and ask for a kind of material. We should we should have a kind of broader outline of what we are going to teach and the concepts. We have to have that idea first, and probably we can just input those ideas into the ChatGPT and ask for some quite interesting examples or some relevant details related to that, which probably we need to spend some extra time in our library to read some additional books or resources. We can get the assistance of this AI in that regard, sir.
Yes. Wonderful. You said it very nicely. So now, can we go to
Another way
little?
we can use, which I usually do is, so I have my own notes to give, but what I do is I use ChatGPT and I say that this is my topic. Let's say I'm teaching digital media literacy. So I say I'm teaching digital media. I'm going to cover this. Please suggest activities for the class. And it suggests sometimes very good activities, which can also be
Right.
converted into some worksheets. So,
Right.
then which I take photocopies and I give it in class. So it involves the notes as well as the activity. The AI tools help you to convert them into worksheets and all, or sometimes gives you ideas which you may, conduct differently rather than only using a worksheet.
Absolutely. I mean, this is your design. So you need to mindfully think. What should I tell AI? जैसे आपके लिए तो it's very clear that you will say, I have my notes. I want activities. For those activities or worksheet, I want. Like before that, Dr. K said that I will give an elaborated maybe explanation. कि भाई मुझे ये चाहिए. I need all of this and then give me inputs. और कोई अच्छा कोई एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे बताएगा. Pick a topic that you are going to teach tomorrow for 1 hour, and then what will you tell AI? अभी मैम ने तो बताया I have a topic, I have a lecture note, and give me. तो आपका क्या होगा? Let's say you want to make a lecture note. What will you? The assumption is that you want to make a lecture note. What will you tell AI?
Design the prompt very carefully based on the context, the content, the depth of the content, and whom we are teaching. What are the, specify every detail that is required. And if there is an illustration, we can as well give that as an input. Like we have
Absolutely.
previously done specific methodology of teaching, then we can use, say small group discussions, large group discussions, or role play, whatever it may be. Specifically, we need to give that input as a prompt, and then we get a real clear output. Thank you, sir.
Right. Can anyone try to give a prompt? I mean, I'll take that as a base, and then I'll take about, because we need to actually do it. Until unless we do it, हम सबको पता है कि हाँ prompt elaborated
Sir,
होना चाहिए. हम
actually,
सबको पता है. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Actually, it is quite interesting to ask ChatGPT itself to give prompts. So
Yes.
that also I have tried many times. See, I just give the idea and I ask ChatGPT, give a detailed prompt to extract resources on this particular topic or something. So it will give some quite interesting what that prompt
Yes,
asking for the
absolutely.
introduction, historical background, key concepts, and all those things. It will just list out the prompts.
Sir,
Yeah.
I
That's
would like
also a
to,
very wonderful strategy.
sir, I would
Yes.
like to give one example from my stream, my subject. I am a chemistry
बिल्कुल सर,
teacher.
वो दीजिए. वहां से फिर हम डिस्कशन को आगे लेके जाते हैं.
Yes, sir. Sir, we know that EMR is there, electromagnetic radiation is there. It is reacting with the matter and creating some
Right.
interactions to produce spectrum. This is a simple
Yeah.
thing. So spectroscopy, if I wish to teach to students, then I will create some content from that AI regarding spectroscopy. What is spectroscopy? What is EMR? Then how I can take the animated EMR from that grok.com. I can generate there. More, I can generate the storytellings. It is not always in our mind what story we have to tell to students. But if I
Right.
am taking some numerical examples on that spectroscopy, then I can take that examples in a storytelling manner rather than the conventional manner. So that creativity is there in AI also. It can give us how you can make the problem creative. For instance,
Okay.
5 chemicals are there, and that 5 chemicals are ran away from the gel. So how we can detect it with the help of spectroscopy,
अच्छा
like
सर,
like
फॉर
that.
एग्जाम्पल मान लीजिए, कैन यू टेल मी द टॉपिक? लेट्स से आप मुझे टॉपिक का नाम बताइए जो व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू टीच टुमारो, लेट्स से फॉर 1 hour. जस्ट टेल मी द टॉपिक और सब
Spectro
टॉपिक.
spectroscopy.
हाँ, आई हैव नो नॉलेज सर. ठीक है.
Okay.
नाउ लेट्स से यू आर इंटरेक्टिंग विद एआई. ठीक है.
Yes.
नाउ what command you will start with, what input you will give. Just say whatever comes to your mind, 2-3 lines. Just say. वहां से हम इसको क्या करेंगे सर? इसको theorize करेंगे. We'll try
Yes.
to theorize it.
What is spectroscopy? What is the interaction of EMR and numerical stories on this spectroscopy?
अच्छा, ये आपका फर्स्ट कमांड रहेगा when you are interacting. There are two entities, sir. One is you, one is AI. So
Yes.
your first line of command, you said, I'll say what is spectromagnetic
Spectroscopy.
spectroscopy and give me some examples and all that. अच्छा, कोई और इसको बता सकता है कि can we make any improvement over there? और कुछ बोल सकते हैं इसको?
Sir, I think it
Anybody?
should be, I mean, persona, as a persona. Consider that you are
With
going to
class.
give a 1 hour lecture on
अच्छा, ठीक है.
spectroscopy.
चलिए
What
ठीक है,
are the
आपने वो
topics?
एक ऐड कर दिया. चलिए सर के साथ +1 ऐड हो गया. मैम सेड आपको यू हैव टू टेल दैट आई एम गोइंग टू गिव 1 hour लेक्चर नोट. फैंटास्टिक. और कुछ ऐड? अब देखिए हम सब मिलके इसको
We
थियराइज
can
करें.
mention that this is an introductory class. So what
Yes.
topics should be covered for an introductory class for undergraduate students or postgraduate students?
Fantastic, ma'am. Wait. You
Sir.
add another important component that I am making this lecture note for undergraduate students. क्योंकि उसको अभी तक पता नहीं था. Whether it was for postgraduate, whether it was for undergraduate, or it is class 12 level, 12
Sir,
or
we
11.
can
क्योंकि
say
same
like,
topic पर. Yes.
sir, we can say like that you are my teachers and please guide me about the what is spectroscopy with detailed example.
Absolutely correct. तो देखिए अभी क्या क्या इसके एस्पेक्ट्स आ गए. अभी अगर हम समराइज करें, बिकॉज अभी ज्यादा टाइम नहीं है तो हम वो एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं करेंगे. सो आई विल टेल यू द समरी. सबसे पहला आता है कि यू नीड, व्हेनेवर यू आर इंटरेक्टिंग विद एआई, यू नीड टू टेल हु आर यू. आप कौन हो? मैं बोलूंगा आई एम ए प्रोफेसर ऑफ सो एंड सो. हु एम आई? ठीक है. मुझे क्या चाहिए? नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट आई वांट. आई वांट अ लेक्चर नोट ऑन दिस टॉपिक. दूसरा. तीसरा पॉइंट, मुझे किसके लिए चाहिए? फॉर whom आई वॉन्ट. चौथा पॉइंट, हाउ मच आई वॉन्ट. फिर से इसको रिपीट करते हैं. नंबर 1, हु एम आई, व्हाट आई वॉन्ट, फॉर whom आई वॉन्ट एंड हाउ मच आई वॉन्ट. आपकी स्क्रीन में ये, आप अगर चाहे तो स्क्रीनशॉट ले सकते हैं. आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर दिस टू एवरीवन. ऑल माय प्रेजेंटेशंस आर इन क्रिएटिव कॉमन्स, तो आपको ये मैं शेयर कर दूंगा पीपीटी. बट ये देखिए उसका. अभी आप जब प्रॉम्प्ट लिखेंगे, ये जो कंपोनेंट है, इट शुड बी देयर. आपको ये क्लियरली बोलना होगा आप कौन हो. हाँ, इफ यू आर यूजिंग वन एआई रेगुलरली, देन एआई इज एबल टू मेक आउट दैट यू आर अ प्रोफेसर इन सो एंड सो कॉलेज. आपको क्लियरली बोलना होगा अगर आप प्रोफेसर हो, लेट्स से प्रोफेसर ऑफ केमिस्ट्री इन इंडियन यूनिवर्सिटी लोकेटेड इन महाराष्ट्र. जितना डिटेलिंग आप उसको दोगे उतना वो आउटपुट देगा. और उसमें व्हाट आई, ओवर द इयर्स जितना भी मैंने सोचा, ये कंपोनेंट्स काफी आपको चाहिए रहते हैं. What do you want? Second, for whom you want and how much you want. How much में constraint आता है. कई बार आप बोलोगे मुझे 800 वर्ड्स चाहिए, 300 वर्ड्स चाहिए, 2 A4 साइज पेपर चाहिए, पॉइंटर्स चाहिए, पैराग्राफ में चाहिए. ये सारे कंस्ट्रेंट आपका how much you want में आ जाता है. ठीक है. इसका एक उदाहरण ले लेते हैं. So act as a college professor, या फिर I am a professor. अगर मैं इसका दूसरा दिखाऊं, दूसरा वेरिएंट ये है. I am a professor of economics. I want to create a well-structured lecture note on basis of agricultural marketing for my undergraduate students. The concept should be this. ये पूरा आ जाता. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. चलिए, ये तो आ गया. ये आने के बाद यू विल गेट एन आउटपुट. चलिए एक बार देख लेते हैं. आई विल नाउ शो थोड़ा सा. आई विल ट्राई टू मेक इट लाइक live so that we also know ये काम कैसे करता है. So I'll just copy paste this and then I'll ask AI to do it. Oh, sorry. कोई भी एक ले सकते हैं. I mean, at the moment, the most powerful is for most of the task is ChatGPT. अभी मान लीजिए ये इसने आउटपुट दिया, कुछ तो आउटपुट देगा. व्हाट नेक्स्ट? आप इसके बाद क्या करेंगे? कैन एनीवन टेल मी? या फिर क्या करना चाहिए? देयर इज नो राइट आंसर कि यही करना चाहिए. आई एम टेलिंग यू इन द बिगिनिंग, दीज आर माय पर्सपेक्टिव्स. Is open to argue, open to say no, I can do like this also, because I believe in co-learning, I believe in co-teaching. So आप definitely बोल सकते हैं, मान लीजिए एक decent output मेरे पास आ गया है, अब क्या करें? What next? Can I just copy paste into a Word document and share with my students?
No, sir. First of all, we will check it. Is everything okay or not? Right or not?
Absolutely. तो अभी आप सबसे पहले तो मैं ये पढ़ूंगा. देखिए मैं आपके सामने एक डिस्प्ले करता हूँ. फंक्शंस A B C. मान लीजिए आई एम जस्ट सेइंग C मैंने पढ़ाया नहीं है, मेरे डिजाइन के लिए C जरूरत नहीं है ना? आई एम जस्ट सेइंग. तो व्हाट आई विल से, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? माई कॉग्निटिव लेवल इज इंटैक्ट. आई एम रीडिंग ऑल द कंटेंट एंड आई एम इंटरेक्टिंग. तो अभी मैं आपको बताता हूं, majority of the AI interaction, majority of our students or maybe faculty members, the process is static in nature. Static, when I say static in nature means उन्होंने एक prompt दे दिया, कुछ आ गया, मैंने ले लिया, end of the matter. हमें क्या करना है इस process को? We need to make it a dynamic process. Means we need to keep on interacting with AI. उसके बाद, for let's say for example ये वाला output आया, ये output हमने copy paste किया, क्या हम उसके बाद शेयर कर सकते हैं? The answer is no. You should not share that as well. आप उसको लेके जब आपको एक अच्छा output मिल जाए, start doing copy editing. That should you require this word? Can you change this word? Do you require this? क्या बोलते हैं statement? Something and something. So make it dynamic process. The moment you make it a dynamic process and make copy editing, and after copy editing, you can share with students and you can say that this output was created by me and AI both, if it was asked. Okay? So, what are the things that we can remember? So, this is, I'll just share my full screen. So, agar iska process hum dekhein, the AI interaction process, it should be like this. First thing, that come up with a efficient prompt. Then never settle at the first output. Usko kabhi, then, I mean, always ask, review, make it a dynamic process. AI interaction, make it a dynamic process. Then finalize the output through editing, copy editing. Then you can share. All right. अभी आ जाते हैं academic evaluations की बात. Evaluations में formative and summative दोनों होता है. I'll just display some of the things क्योंकि 1.5 घंटा काफी कम होता है. अगर AI की बात करें तो AI एक दिन का टॉपिक है, एटलीस्ट एक दिन में पूरा वो डिस्प्ले होता है. और बट आई जस्ट टच अपॉन फ्यू ऑफ द एस्पेक्ट्स, जिसको जैसे रिक्वायरमेंट होगा वो उसको एक्सप्लोर कर सकता है. असेसमेंट की बात आ जाती है, फॉर्मेटिव एंड सबमिटिव. ठीक है, तो अभी ये टास्क करने की जरूरत है. आई क्लियरली शो सम ऑफ द थिंग्स. अगर आपने यूज किया है बहुत अच्छी बात है, अगर नहीं किया है देन यू शुड ट्राई दिस व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्प्ले. आप लोगों ने गूगल क्लासरूम यूज किया होगा, मेनी ऑफ यू और मोस्ट ऑफ यू, है ना? गूगल क्लासरूम विथ या यूनिवर्सिटी ईमेल आईडी, नॉट जीमेल आईडी. तो अगर आप जाएंगे, so university email ID, if you just go through this, you go to the app section. I'll just close this app section and then go to Google Classroom. कहाँ रहेगा? नीचे. This is Google Classroom. Now, if you are in the university domain email ID, if you have that, then what happens? It gives you a feature which is free, Gemini for education, which is free for all. तो आप देख रहे हैं Gemini. I hope you are able to see. Just click on Gemini. And then you should be able to see so many things in terms of preparing, making a lecture note or assessment. I particularly recommend this to use for making assessments. ठीक है, मैं आपको एक क्विकली दिखाता हूं। एक अच्छा, मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं आपको बोलूंगा क्रिएट 10 MCQ, आप कैसे करोगे? आप लिखोगे क्रिएट 10 MCQs, तो वो फट से कर देगा आपको 10 MCQs। ये तो आपको सबको पता है ना? फिर आप क्या करोगे? इसको कॉपी पेस्ट करोगे गूगल फॉर्म्स और सम अदर प्लेटफॉर्म, एंड देन आप इसको मैनुअली करो। हटा दीजिए ये। अभी देख लीजिए, आई जस्ट कॉपी पेस्ट द टाइटल टॉपिक। देख लीजिए, मान लीजिए टॉपिक है एग्रीकल्चरल मार्केटिंग इन इंडिया। So I'll just copy paste that. I'll go to Gemini. I'll click on generate a quiz. मेरा स्टैंडर्ड क्या रहेगा? BSc BA लेवल है। नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन में कितना चाहिए? लेट्स से आई वांट 5 क्वेश्चंस। किस टॉपिक के ऊपर चाहिए? एग्रीकल्चर मार्केटिंग इन लेट्स से इंडिया। Fine. Generate learning objectives. It will quickly just generate by its own, but I need to confirm whether it suits my students. I'll quickly just have a look. First objective, fine. Second is fine. Third is fine. This I have not taught in class. I'll reduce this. Or this I have analyzed. ठीक है. Fine. Now I'll select multiple choice. If I don't select, it will make some multiple, some true and false, some short, long, something like that. But at the moment, let's say I want multiple choice questions. अब ये Gemini can also create. आप बोलोगे हाँ ये तो बड़ी बात क्या है इसमें, तो डेफिनेटली ये तो कर ही सकता है, कोई भी AI एजेंट कर सकता है। इसमें बड़ा क्या है? Click on export. Click on export to forms. So you don't need to manually copy paste. You can directly make MCQs like this in no time, actually, maybe in 2 minutes. देखिए अभी मैंने कोई कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं किया. It will come as Google quiz. ये देखिए. Any question, any doubt, anyone have?
सर ये वेरीफाइड मेल अगर होगा तो ही ये जेमिनाई का इंटीग्रेशन दिखाता है क्या?
यही एक ड्रॉबैक है सर. So I would recommend you to contact your university. जो आपका IT सपोर्ट है ना सर,
जी.
उनको बोलिए कि हमारा आपका यूनिवर्सिटी का डोमेन नेम तो है, होस्टिंग तो है ही, तो जस्ट आप कुछ ईमेल आईडीज आपको दे दें, सो दैट यू कैन गेट दिस फंक्शन. ठीक है सर. चलिए ये एक हो गया पार्ट. अच्छा दूसरा, लेट्स से अगेन आई विल गो बैक. मैं और कुछ दिखाता हूँ, क्योंकि मैम ने बताया था कि शी लव्स लाइक वर्कशीट या फिर एक्टिविटीज. अभी मैं एक्टिविटीज का दिखाता हूँ. यू डोंट नीड टू गो एनीवेयर. यूज दिस फीचर, बिल्ड. क्योंकि मुझे हर बार बोला जाता है कि आप ज्यादा एआई के फंडामेंटल्स या फिर ज्यादा फिलॉसफी या फिर ज्यादा थियरी मत बोलो, आप दिखाओ मुझे. सो माय एम इज टू डिस्प्ले व्हाटएवर आई नो. मान लीजिए टारगेट ग्रुप है आई टीच BSc MSc स्टूडेंट्स. सो BSc लिख दिया मैंने. टॉपिक क्या? एग्रीकल्चर मार्केटिंग इन लेट्स से इंडिया. नाउ आई नीड टू क्रिएट सम चॉइस बोर्ड. अब देख लीजिए, व्हेन आई क्लिक हियर इट विल क्रिएट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. तो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में मैं देखूंगा, हाँ मैंने ज्यादातर तो पढ़ा दिया है. मैंने ये नहीं पढ़ा है, फार्मर्स वेलफेयर वाला पार्ट नहीं पढ़ा है, तो आई जस्ट रिमूव. ठीक है. ये आप देख रहे हैं, डेलिबरेटली मैं कर रहा हूँ. इफ आई टेक एज इट इज, दैट मींस माय कॉग्निटिव लेवल इज not growing. So I need to, whenever I am interacting with AI, I need to do it mindfully. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट. अब देखिए इस टॉपिक में उन्होंने कितने सारे 5 चॉइस बोर्ड बना दिए. पहला क्या बनाया? केस स्टडी बना सकते हो आप. दूसरा क्या बनाया? कंपैरेटिव सिमुलेशन बना सकते हो आप. ये सब बच्चों को आप दे सकते हो. तीसरा क्या क्या? इवैल्यूएशन रिपोर्ट बना के दीजिए इस टॉपिक में. फिर क्या है? कोऑपरेटिव मार्केटिंग सक्सेस कर सकते हैं. फिर क्या आ गया? मार्केटिंग इंटरमीडिएरीज. ये अब आप बोलोगे चलो ठीक है, इसमें से आई लाइक दिस वन. ठीक है, आई लाइक दिस वन. फाइन. अब आप बोलोगे इसको जज कैसे करेंगे? इसके लिए तो मुझे रूब्रिक चाहिए होगा इस असेसमेंट के लिए. इट कैन क्रिएट रूब्रिक एज वेल. इट कैन क्रिएट रूब्रिक एज वेल. आप जाएंगे, कैन यू सी क्रिएट रूब्रिक. मान लीजिए आई जस्ट गो रूब्रिक. टारगेट ग्रुप क्या है? BSc. इंस्ट्रक्शन क्या? मैंने वहां से कॉपी पेस्ट किया वही वाला. एंड देन स्किल सेट क्या चाहिए मुझे 2-3 स्किल सेट चाहिए. नॉलेज चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए. उसके बाद मान लीजिए लैंग्वेज. क्रिएटिविटी मैंने ऐसे ही जस्ट फॉर लर्निंग पर्पस किया है. देन इट विल आस्क मी 4 ग्रेड पे कैसे बनाएगा जनरेट रूब्रिक. अब देखिए. So this the rubric is here. You can actually get the rubric. I'm sure आप में से कुछ लोगों ने rubric use किया. Rubric is tabular format में आप किस तरह से कितना मार्क्स देंगे बच्चों को, वो उसका डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन आपके पास में, ताकि अगर ये रूब्रिक को यूज करके कोई और इवेलुएट कर रहा है तो वो भी सिमिलर मार्क्स दे पाए. ठीक है. सो दिस इज वन थिंग. दिस इज अबाउट ऑल अबाउट असेसमेंट. अगर आपकी कुछ और असेसमेंट को लेके सवाल हैं तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. बिकॉज ऑफ आवर लिमिटेड टाइम मैं थोड़ा सा फास्ट जा रहा हूँ. माय अपॉलॉजीज. बट इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज फील फ्री एंड आस्क अबाउट इवैल्यूएशन और असेसमेंट.
So in this normal Gemini, this will not come like this.
Gmail ke through it will not come. If you're logged in through Gmail account, it will not come. If you're logged in through your institutional email ID, it will come.
Okay.
So ma'am, for that you need to just contact your university IT person and you need to say that give me university, आपका university.ac.in कुछ होगा या .edu ऐसे कुछ होगा, तो उनको बोलिए कि आप कुछ ईमेल भी लीजिए और हमें कुछ प्रोफेसर्स को कुछ टीचर्स को ईमेल दीजिए. We want to explore Gemini.
Okay.
This is Gemini for education which is free. तो ये आपकी IT सपोर्ट को बोलना होगा मैम. It does not require any extra cost. बट कुछ लोगों के पास I'm sure होगा जो कि जैसे कि माई ईमेल आईडी ऑफिशियल ईमेल आईडी इज kk.roy@sse.ac.in. It works. So you can explore this feature, Gemini feature within Google Classroom. Lots of things are there. You can actually see. आप बहुत सारा कुछ जिगसॉ कर सकते हैं, एक्टिविटी बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं इस एक्टिविटी को. इसको एक बार एक्सप्लोर कीजिएगा.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, will it work with the .org.in, our official email?
Yes, it will work.
Okay.
It does not work with only gmail.com. उसमें ये काम नहीं करता, बाकी सब में.
So will it work with nic.in?
Yes, it will work. You just contact your ID
gov.in.
हाँ, gov.in. अगर सर आपके आईटी ने उसको इंस्टीट्यूशनल डोमेन में रखा है, जब वो रजिस्टर करते हैं डोमेन को, अगर उसने उसको गवर्नमेंट एंटिटी बोल के किया है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल कोई एंटिटी नहीं है, देन इट वोंट वर्क सर. अगर उसने कहीं भी एजुकेशन का पार्ट दिया है, देन इट विल वर्क. सो डेफिनेटली यू कैन टॉक टू योर आईटी पर्सन. आप इसका एक स्क्रीनशॉट भी ले सकते हैं और आप बोल सकते हैं कि मुझे ये जेमिनी चाहिए और मुझे ये वाला एनेबल चाहिए, एंड इट वर्क्स विद ओनली institutional email IDs. It doesn't work with personal Gmail ID.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I have just, I being a nodal officer of our college ICT center, I just linked it's not just having institutional email ID, but the institutional email ID should have access to Gmail. Okay, that should be linked with the Gmail.
Absolutely.
That is Google for Education. Yeah, it should, be registered under Google for Education, and it should be linked with our domain. Only then this provision can be used, sir.
Absolutely, you said it right, sir.
And Google for Education is absolutely free, sir. It's absolutely free.
Yes. At the moment, it's free. We don't know about the future, sir. But education, they have made it free. So, yes, thanks for the correction, actually. But yes. Any other question or comment or input about this? Okay. In case, even in future also, if you face any problem, I can give my details. You can be in touch with me. I can actually tell your IT person how to go about it and all that. Anyway, moving on. So this was about assessment I have shown. Now, you can try these all tools. If you are making a PPT, let's say, you can use Gamma or you can use Dextopus, or there are many. I would recommend you to use, because of paucity of time, I'm not exploring, use gamma.app and use app.napkin AI. So just write Gamma AI and Napkin AI. Explore this for making nice diagrams, nice PPTs, nice presentations. It works very nicely. Never pay them until unless you're daily making lots of PPTs. I have never paid these all. Rather, I would suggest, I mean, it gives you a credit system that you can have so much of credit, you can create so much. You can actually have 2-3 email IDs, use those 2-3 email IDs, and then it works very nicely. Moving on. Now, let's say you want to shoot a small video. I mean, then what do you do? For that, you can use ScreenPal.
Sir, will you
Let me
please
know if
put
if
it
you
on
want.
slideshow mode?
Yeah, I'll put. Let me know if you want a display. My only worry is that I have titled 2 o'clock, and if I start displaying each and everything, then it may exceed 2:15. If you all are okay with 2:15, 2:30, I can go on and display. Otherwise, I'll recommend you. These are self-explanatory. These are very easy. Gamma and napkin, very easy to use. You can just make a note, or I'll share my PPT with all of you. Then you can try. Achha, now another thing. Let's say you have a PPT. You want to record that PPT. What do? You use a platform called as ScreenPal, screenpal.com. So you can easily record any video, anything. Like, for example, this PPT I want to record. Now, only problem is while recording, it won't display my face because my face is Zoom has already taken that, but I'll display this. I just need to go to, let's say ScreenPal, SCRE. You can download the exe file, you can run it in your computers, and then it will come like this. It will open. I'll just give you a 1-minute display so that you know how it works. It is coming. Sometimes it takes a little time. I'll try again. ScreenPal. The only problem is ScreenPal also seeks that it wants to capture my face and all that. So this is the first interface. Once you run the exe file, all you need to do is very simple. You need to just click on record. The moment you click on record, it will just count 3, 2, 1, or it will ask you like what mode do you want me to record. For example, there are 3 modes. One, can you see both? My face will also come here. At the moment, my face is not coming because it has taken by Zoom. Only camera, it can just come as camera or entire screen. So let's say I take both, and all I need to do is just click on recording. It will, on a count of 3, it will start recording. 3, 2, 1. And let's say this is my PPT. This recording. Hello everyone, this is Krishna Kamswai. Today we are going to talk about how to make a video or how to create a video. So there are 5-6 steps that you need to follow. Something. This is just for experimenting. Thanks for listening. Click on the pause button, and then I'll go to click on the save button. Yeah, this is save file. Publish. And now see, this recording is happening. And then you can browse the folder and 67 number recording. It will just come wherever you have given the path. It will come, and I've just recorded for 10 seconds, but you can record till 15 minutes. It doesn't charge anything. And I recommend whenever you are making a video, don't make video more than 10 or 15 minutes. Because see, this was the audio video file which just made, and it will have just 10 seconds recording. Right, it will work actually. Now you can see. See, this is my PPT, this recording. Hello everyone, this is Krishna Kamswai. Today we are going to talk about how to make a video or how to create. So these things are so simple, we cannot even imagine. I mean, we can integrate so nicely, so easy. Now I'll quickly move on to some of the aspects of admin task. We can actually do a lot of things related to admin. I'll just stop sharing and share again. Yeah. मैं फिर से शेयर करता हूं आपको, शेयर। हाँ, सो वी कैन डू लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स एक्चुअली। मैं आपको एक दो डिस्प्ले दूंगा और उसके बाद आप कर सकते हैं। सो एडमिन टास्क के लिए व्हाट ऑल
Sir, can we edit that video?
यू कैन एडिट मैम। एडिट वाला वीडियो टिपिकली आप पॉज करके कर सकते हैं। एडिट वाला अगर आपको करना है, इफ यू वांट टू एडिट द वीडियो, गो बैक एंड ऑल दैट, दैट मींस यू आर सीकिंग फॉर मोर फीचर्स। द मोमेंट यू आर सीकिंग फॉर मोर फीचर्स, उससे अच्छा आप दोबारा शूट कर लीजिए पूरा 10 मिनट का वीडियो, देन इट विल से पैसा दे दो एंड ऑल दैट। यू नो these all AI platform, these all not AI, technological platforms have two models. One is free version, another is paid version. The moment you are seeking for more features, they will ask you थोड़ा पे कर दो। हाँ, अगर आप let's say you are creating a lot of videos, there's no harm, it's not very costly, but I would recommend you to just use the free version because it gives you can shoot multiple times, no problem at all. Okay. Now, this is a major task. The earlier speaker was also talking about it, that lot of admin tasks we need to do in terms of drafting emails, replying emails, formatting reports, and then we have NAC documentation, minutes of meeting, picture ka description, बहुत कुछ हमें करना रहता है. So there are many strategies. There are various strategies. Of course, ये discussion itself will take 1 hour time, but मैं जल्दी करता हूँ. Can you see? I'll just reply. I'll just show you how my ecosystem works. मान लीजिए, अच्छा, सबसे पहले मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. Can you see my cursor? देखिए एक बार. Can you observe my cursor? What is happening? Right bottom, there is a sign called H. Right. So this is called as Harpa AI. It's a Chrome extension which works very nicely with some of the tasks. क्या task? What all task it can do? अच्छा, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ what all task it
Can you put the name in the chat box?
HARP, Harpa AI. So I'll just write, इसका नाम है HARPA, Harpa AI, a Chrome extension. यही है सर. This is good for admin task. अभी क्या होगा, अभी मैं इसको लूंगा तो ये मुझे, आप अगर लेंगे तो it can tell you to install. This is the one, Harpa AI. Yeah, this is the one. Now if I just click, it will tell me to uninstall क्योंकि मैंने already install किया हुआ है. But I just want to show you इसका power क्या है. इसको आप नाम याद रख लीजिए. देखिए, let's say there are lot of academic administrator who do lot of tasks. तो अभी मान लीजिए मैं randomly एक email choose करता हूँ, ठीक है. कोई एक email ले लेता हूँ जो कि less sensitive है. मान लीजिए ये एक मेडिटेशन सेशन होने वाला है मेरे यूनिवर्सिटी में, ऐसा कुछ है, सिंपल, ठीक है. एंड आई वांट टू एक्नॉलेज द पर्सन हु सेंट. मुझे इसका रिप्लाई करना है, एक्नॉलेज. एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक्नॉलेजमेंट व्हाट विल आई डू? देखिए मैं क्या करूंगा. आई विल गो टू हार्पा एआई. आई क्लिक एट हार्पा एआई. क्लिक करने से ये इट विल शो यू ऑल द ऑप्शंस इट कैन डू. आई जस्ट क्लिक ऑन रिप्लाई ईमेल. ऑलरेडी मेरे बैकग्राउंड में खुला हुआ है. And I just need to say acknowledge कर दो इसको. Now it is working. अब आप देखिए, although multiple चीजें हैं तो थोड़ा स्लो चल रहा है मेरा मशीन because Zoom is there. मैंने स्क्रीन शेयर किया हुआ है and all that. और ये हार्पा और एक एक्सटेंशन, but see how it replies. Dear Dr. Mahale, acknowledge. Thank you for sharing the details of World Meditation Day session. This works very nicely. I mean, मैं थोड़े से कुछ आपको दिखा रहा हूँ. My apologies, but see, it works so nicely. So, आपका कोई एक, मान लीजिए you have a web page, उसका summarization चाहिए, it can do it for you in just minutes. So we need to know how we can integrate these type of AI tools and technologies into my ecosystem. क्योंकि किसी का होगा कि नहीं, मुझे admin ज्यादा नहीं करना रहता है, तो you can simply ignore this. किसी का रहता है, I am not part of NAC documentation, fine. कोई बोलेगा no, I have to do a lot of I have to spend a lot of time in NAC documentation or event management or something AI can actually use. You can save some time. Some of the advanced features में आप explore कीजिएगा. If I just go, okay, tell me whether you are able to listen to me.
सर वो NAC डॉक्यूमेंटेशन के लिए कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं, बोलिए ना. वी आर डीलिंग विद द NAC. या
सर इसके लिए एक FTP करना पड़ेगा मेरे को आपके साथ, क्योंकि मैं तो बोल दूंगा सर अभी. Yes.
Earlier, the descriptive component, people used to copy from
Yes.
other institutions. Now they
Yes.
just go for ChatGPT
That's
and
it.
give the
वो
descriptive
जो
component.
आपका पुराना रिपोर्ट है ना सर, पुराने रिपोर्ट से you have to train AI. That this is my older report. These are the points. NAC को सब पता है. अगर आप पूछोगे, just try one thing. Do you know all the 7 criteria and the questions? It will say, yes, I know. The moment, so what all, आप खुद पूछना सर, what all is qualitative questions, what all you can answer very well. These all I can do it. बस आपका strategy बन गया. आप फिर make a team and then you can say, क्योंकि देखिए सर, अगर मैं बोलूं ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट को कोई बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं पढ़ता है. मान लीजिए this workshop is a part of NAC documentation, right? Now, probably क्या हो रहा होगा? Someone is taking a screenshot of this, right? Someone is probably taking screenshot and writing a report. अभी स्क्रीनशॉट ही आप उसको दे दो और बेसिक दे दो कि this happened. वो थोड़ा elaborate कर देगा, which is fine. हाँ, I would always say let sensitivity कीजिए. Don't, because yes, someone was saying something.
It was just
All
news,
right.
sir. Ignore it.
अच्छा ठीक है सर, नो प्रॉब्लम. तो डेफिनेटली कर सकते हैं और यू कैन कॉल मी सर. आई कैन ऑल्सो टेल यू फॉर व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजी वी कैन मेक अलग से. नहीं तो ये 2 बजे तक तो 2 तो बज ही गया एक्चुअली में. आई एम सो सॉरी, बट ठीक है, आप इसको यूज कर सकते हैं इस तरीके से. आई वुड ऑल्सो रिकमेंड यू टू यूज दिस फीचर विथ AI. All the AI platforms have this feature. अभी देखिए मैं क्या करता हूँ. Just for 1 minute, I want to show you. Hello.
Hello there. Hope you're doing well. Let me know what you'd like to
So,
dive into
could you
today.
please tell me 2, 3 wonderful teaching strategies for my BSc students? I teach economics.
Absolutely. Let's talk about a few engaging strategies. Absolutely. Let's dive into a couple of strategies that can really make economics.
Okay. So you can actually try this feature. I'm not showing. यहाँ पे I'm at the mountains at the moment, and internet का थोड़ा issue है. I'm just using my 4G. इसीलिए ये इतना fast नहीं है. But you try. There is a button. There is a button in ChatGPT or anyway. If you have an app, so on the right-hand side, right corner, there's a button which shows some, like, you can talk actually. So try asking tough questions. I have asked questions related to Bhagavad Gita. I have asked questions related to major philosophers. Actually, you can actually interact like a human. Which, as I said, many people will say, "This I have an AI teacher." Your mobile is your AI teacher actually at the moment. Just explore this.
Sir,
Moving
I
on.
just would like to add another thing, and that is something called as
Yes.
Gemini AI. Okay, Gemini Live, Gemini Voice, Gemini Video. All those things are much more effective. Even we can just if you lost something, you just turn on the video of Gemini Video Live, and if you ask it will just find out things for you, and that is how it works.
Absolutely. So of course there are many, and then you can use it for research. So I'm not going into these all, how to come up with new ideas, creative mind and all that, curious mind asking questions and all that. You can just go through the slides. But for research, you can use some of these tools mindfully, of course, not like just like that. I would strongly recommend you to use Litmaps, Research Rabbit, Elicit, and if you have institutional email ID, use the last one, Undermined. Those who have institutional email ID, use Undermined. It's fantastic. It's like a crazy, it will give you 25-page document of entire literature. Like, it will not write literature for you, but it will give you all insights where you can, usually takes like months. It will give you in 10 to 15 minutes. Never use AI for any kind of writing a research paper. Never, ever use. You can, for idea generation, for modifying the research questions, objectives, it's fine, but do not use for writing purpose. That's a big no. Like these all you can use for literature review and all that. Of course, I mean, this all AI can be used in qualitative research, quantitative research. I'll tell you, those who want to do, let's say, coding, you have a lot of information, a lot of transcripts, you want to do coding, like qualitative research, you can definitely use AI. You want to do quantitative research? Yes, definitely, it works very nicely. I don't know coding. What I do, let's say, and I teach a very complex subject called as econometrics. So let's say I want to use a very complex model, ARDL model. I'll give the data, and I'll tell ChatGPT to write Python code. I'll copy paste and I'll run the Python code in Google Colab, and it gives all the results. Maybe some other day we'll display, whenever we have more time, about this quantitative and qualitative research. So, of course, these all are, you can use these all platforms to get very good, even Scopus listed conferences. But I mean, if you're from engineering background, EDAS. If you're from humanities and social sciences, economics. Next to our, I mean, it gives you all type of conferences. Do you have any ecosystem for yourself? Do you have any ecosystem for AI integration? I have my ecosystem, which I will display, and that's the last thing that I'm going to show. See, this is my ecosystem. It's there. Once I share the PPT, the link will be working with you as well. So teaching learning के लिए क्या चाहिए मुझे, PPT के लिए क्या, assessment के लिए क्या, video making के लिए क्या, productivity के लिए क्या, research के लिए. Ecosystem, AI integration ecosystem. And if this sheet is helpful, you can definitely download, or you can use this kind of. All right. Now that's the end. Do all of this. AI is very fast. It's changing very fast, moving very fast. To understand AI, to catch AI, we need to have a very focused mind. So therefore, I just require 2 minutes. To have focused mind, the problem is that our mind is impure, our mind is fickle, our mind is ignorant. So we need to do purification of mind, we need to calm down of mind, we need to. So for all of this, I always recommend you to have some kind of path, some kind of practice. Either you can do breathing practice, or you can do meditation, or you can do, we can help just others, or you can listen to some eminent people. You need to calm down. You need to slow down. The moment we slow down, we can see what kind of changes are happening. It is very fast. AI is changing very fast, and it is very difficult to catch, to understand how the things are changing. So this is a framework which may work for you. Maybe some other day we'll have discussion. Actually, it's a framework which is nothing but the entire summary of Bhagavad Gita is here. The first is Karma Yoga, Raj Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So I'm not getting into it. That's all. I think there are a few things in the slide. I like this quote, so I'll just read the final quote, which is, when I close my eyes, I find peace within. When I open my eyes, my attitude is, what can I do for you? This was quoted by Swami Ranganathananda ji, who was 12th president of Ramakrishna Order. And yeah, that's all. This is, you can scan from your mobile phone if you have your mobile phone handy, and you can share some of your insights, feedbacks, comments, suggestions, future, any like FDPs. Maybe we can think of making an FDP, how to create NAC documentation or something like that. And this is one slide I have used sometime. Other क्या बोलते हैं, tools, technologies. So thank you very much for listening to me. And you can follow me in LinkedIn. This is my number, mobile number. And this is my first one is my official email ID. Second one is my personal email ID, my mobile number. My sincere apologies to all of you to make this session very fast, because we have a very limited time. But maybe if you stuck, or if you have any required any support, or you think that I can solve, you can just call me. You can just call me. I usually reach home by 5:30. You can call me between 5:30 to 6:30 or 7:30, 8:30. I'll be happy to help. Thank you very much for listening to me. And that's all. If you have any questions, please feel free and ask.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was very enthusiastic and delightful session, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So wonderful
Thank you,
session.
sir.
So I just wanted to ask what you said about Python. I didn't understand that.
ठीक है मैम, मान लीजिए you have to do regression. Very quickly I'll answer.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to do regression, data analysis, big data analysis, right? Now for regression, we know that there are softwares which uses, मान लीजिए क्या क्या softwares है, एक तो Excel भी करता है, but we use SPSS, we use EViews, we use SAS. These are all softwares we use. But let's say I don't want to use, I want to use AI for regression. ठीक है मैम, करना क्या है? Very simple. You have to, अभी टाइम नहीं है तो मैं आपको दिखाता, किसी दिन दिखाऊंगा मैम, आप प्लीज मुझे बोल दीजिएगा, I'll display. So what you need to do is you tell AI, like you go to Google Colab, आप लिख लीजिए Google Colab. You go to Google Colab and just write, I want to apply, let's say, auto regressive distributed lag regression model, ARDL model or regression model into my data set, generate Python code. You go to Google Colab and write this. So it will generate using Gemini. So it will generate code for you. After generating the code, it will ask you to upload data in Excel or CSV file. You upload that file and then it automatically do all the analysis, even interpretation also. So someday मैम अगर टाइम रहा तो maybe I'll definitely share. या फिर मैं एक काम करूंगा, इसका एक वीडियो बना दूंगा और लिंक आप लोगों को दे दूंगा. Maybe अभी तक मैंने ऐसा कुछ किया नहीं है, but it works like this मैम.
सर नेट के डॉक्यूमेंट पे वीडियो बनाओ.
उसका
We
I
struggle with
afraid
these
sir,
things ना in
अगर
research.
मैंने वो बना दिया तो वो controversial हो सकता है. That's why I don't make videos like that. But हाँ, हम एक ऐसा चीज कुछ कर सकते हैं जिससे कि हमें हमारा एडमिन काम कम हो. यही हमारे प्रीवियस स्पीकर ने भी बोला that sometimes it is bothering us, है ना सर, कि यार मुझे अच्छे से पढ़ाना है, मुझे रिसर्च करना, टाइम ही नहीं मिल पा रहा है. तो यहाँ पे मेरा सोल्यूशन होगा. क्या सोल्यूशन होगा? सर ने क्या बताया कि आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, मैं ये बोलूंगा कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव या फिर ये सारे चेंजेस लाने बड़े मुश्किल है, बट आप इंडिविजुअल माइक्रो लेवल पे चेंज क्या ला सकते हो? यू इंटीग्रेट एआई इन सच ए मैनर कि आप अपना टाइम बचा लो. अगर मैंने अपना दिन का 2 घंटा 1 घंटा भी बचा लिया, एंड इफ आई एबल टू यूज दैट टाइम फॉर माय बेटर टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग प्रोसेसेस और रिसर्च प्रोसेस, दैट्स फाइन, दैट्स गुड. तो ये हो सकता है. इट इज एब्सोल्युटली पॉसिबल.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
नो प्रॉब्लम.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू. ये एक फीडबैक का मैंने
kindly.
दिया है, आप उसमें लिख दीजिएगा सर, कुछ भी रहेंगे आपके थॉट्स. ये स्क्रीन में जो है ये फीडबैक का है, आप इसको एक बार स्कैन कर दीजिए, सो दैट आपके इंफॉर्मेशन भी मेरे पास आ जाएंगे और कभी जरूरत हुआ तो मैं भी जुड़ जाऊंगा.
Really, it is a fantastic session, sir.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much,
Hello?
sir.
Hello, sir.
हेलो. यस मैम. यस मैम.
हाँ सर, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है,
बोलिए मैम.
जनरल क्वेश्चन है मेरा एक एआई के बारे में. हेलो.
यस
हाँ
मैम.
सर, अगर मुझे, मैं लाइब्रेरी साइंस से हूँ, अगर मुझे एआई से क्लासिफिकेशन नंबर पूछना हो तो वो करेक्ट आंसर देता है क्या सर?
अगर आपने उसको डिटेलिंग सही दिया है, टाइटल, अगर आपने टाइटल दिया है, अगर आपने उसका कोड सही दिया है तो वो दे देगा मैम, क्योंकि उसको डिवीज क्लासिफिकेशन पता है. हम पढ़ते हैं ना डिवीज क्लासिफिकेशन, तो उसको पता है वो.
हाँ 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 हाँ, डिवीजन
पता
नंबर.
है. यस यस, उसको पता है. मैंने ये किया है एक जगह पे, वो देता है. बट आप जो इसको देंगे वो ठीक से दीजिएगा.
ठीक है. थैंक यू सर.
नो प्रॉब्लम.
Sir, kindly wait. I invite roll number 82 to propose vote of thanks. Good bole sir. Sorry, Rai bole sir.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all. On behalf of Director, Assistant Director, Course Coordinator of this course, and all the participants, I would like to thank Dr. Krishnakant Roy, sir, for his insightful lecture on AI in educational pedagogy. In this, he focused on history of AI, AI in teaching learning, benefits of AI in education, challenges of AI in education, and future of AI in education. It's very informative lecture for us, sir. I warmly thank you for such an insightful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was pleasure.
Yes, grateful for your knowledge, sir.
It was pleasure talking to all of you. Please do reach out to me if I can be of any help in any manner.
Definitely we will, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a wonderful lunch. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
very much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sir, I have given feedback too.
We will meet again at 2:45.
Yes,
And it
thank you, madam.
will be the last session. And after that, we will have the valedictory function.
Okay.
Thank you.
Successfully completed.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very nicely you have coordinated beautifully.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I will
Same,
miss this
madam.
from the Monday.
Yeah, same thing.
We also miss you, ma'am.
So we will be here at 2:45.
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
Yeah.